Way too long. Hi everyone, how you doing? How you doing, everyone? Happy Wednesday! I hope you're all doing well. Do you guys like it? I hope you guys really like it. It's been worked on for a while, so if you guys are really enjoying it. But thank you so much for the subs. Welcome everybody back into the harem. I am extremely excited about this new model. We got a lot of fun new toys and tips and tricks for all of you to enjoy, and I will make sure that I try and reveal all of them sometime today. So it looks great, doesn't it? I know, isn't it? Okay, I'll let chat have a full view. Okay, Rat is not the time, buddy. This is my stage today. Okay, so as you can see, literally everything has been upgraded. And I'm telling you now, this is the only time you're getting toes anytime soon. So enjoy it while you can, okay? Because it's not sticking around, all right? But yeah, we got the feathers back and everything. They move. We've got cool little jinglies. Cool little jingly rings on it, isn't it? It's really sick, huh? I feel so privileged to see the toes. You should. You absolutely should. Hey, Chef. How's it going? Hey, Gabriel. But I hope you guys like it. I really hope you guys like it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him to fray out. Yeah, there we go. So they're really cool. There's some stuff that might need to be a little bit polished, but you know what? I think it looks fantastic. Full course meal. You're damn right. And that's the nice thing, is that the new one has jiggle to it too, baby. We got jiggle everywhere. There ain't nothing but jiggle. The face seems a bit different, but is very, very cute. It is. Everything has been changed around a little bit. I'm afraid that we couldn't get back in touch with Hoichi, who originally did my outfit. So Huni just made some adjustments. But yeah, like upgraded the hair. The hair has more texture to it. A little bit more vibrant, stuff like that. And Huni put all her fucking budusi into rigging this thing. She really did. She did great. Too much jiggle? Not at all. Too much. Damn right. But yeah, I've got one more surprise for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So now, from now on, as long as I can remember to do it, every time you guys ask me a silly little question, I'm gonna make sure, or if I get really pissed off and I really feel like placing a massive ass fucking curse on one of you shitheads, I now have a book of curses for you dorks. So don't play around with me. I finally got the goddamn spells, and your dumb little souls that I keep capturing are gonna be stuck in here if you keep it up. So you better watch yourselves, all right? Otherwise, shit's gonna get serious. Can I get a curse for fun? Yeah, sure. From here on out, hold on. Tripod, give me a moment. Let me look through these. Let's see. Scarabs in brain, no. Embalmed body while still living, no, but a classic. Oh, here we go.
Well, let me guess.
Brendan! Ow, you made me lose my spot, dude. All right, that's it. I figured it out. You're getting a small grain of sand in each bite of every meal you eat for the rest of your life. So, we call that the goddess's kiss. Is there a testicular torsion spell? There was, but mortals found out that if they cast the reverse rotation spell on one of their balls, that it works around it. So I had to upgrade it. It's called the dual testicular torsion spell, counterclockwise edition. So one way it sends it clockwise, the other counterclockwise, so that way they can't, defend against it. It's quite potent, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys really like it. We've got the usuals. Obviously, I could still pout. Tongue comes out. That still exists. Arms crossed or back as usual. We got the glow. The glow really shines on this one, doesn't it? And I'll have some more stuff set up. You guys get pets too, obviously. Can we take the crown? I don't know, maybe. I might have to, it might make me mad, but yeah, you can. Oh shit, I forgot to update it. Okay, hold on. See, that's what I was doing with the pets. I realized I had to update it. So give me a quick second. You guys should be able to in a moment. God damn it. I knew I was forgetting something. There's so much stuff that's got to change with these. Okay. Let me see here. Holy shit, what the fuck? Okay. There we go. I think it should work now. If somebody wants to try it, hopefully it doesn't break, but actually, yeah, okay. I think we're good. Let me see. Not really. Kind of. Oh, I think it's because we all press it at the same time. But yeah, it does. It comes off now. So you guys get that back. I hope you guys are excited. Alrighty. But yeah, like that's all the stuff that we've got. So there's more. Don't worry. There is way more. I'm getting really annoyed that you guys keep taking it, but there is more. So what else have we got? We've got this. So when things get awkward, yeah, so when I get really dumb, we now have this. What else do we've got? We've got excited like these. So that way when I see your pretty organs, I can be excited about it. And then we've just got a vibe in one. So yeah, I thought we'd get some more expressive stuff in, and I really do like it. So I can also take my own crown off. So yeah, it's really neat. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, okay, mummy music. Maybe go down a little bit, buddy. That's actually a little too loud. The British Museum wants the crown. The British Museum can get this crown, pants grab. But yeah, I really do love it. I'm really happy to be back with the base model. I love the punk model, and it is not gone. It will be making its rounds depending on whenever I feel like using it. But I'm so excited for the new stuff. I really am. I also don't know if anyone actually noticed, but the waiting screen has changed as well to fit the new design. We worked really hard on that too, so that's done. And the Documakura has been announced for Hara members. So if you're a Hara member, you can check that out. So we'll have that stuff out sometime soon. What's new? Do you mean with this, or just like in general? How long until we can buy it? So I've got Hovercat sending me some samples, and I'm gonna take a look at it and see how I feel about it compared to Cuddly Octopuses. Cuddly Octopies? I don't know. And then depending how I feel about it, I'll either contact Hovercat or Cuddly, and they'll be ready to go then. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much on quality control right now. Cuddly Octopussies, am I right? I was gonna say that, but you know what? I was like, I don't have to stoop that low. So, but I'm glad you did it. I'm really glad you did it. And you can really see the blush on this one, can't you? But yeah, I hope you guys have all been having a good week. I've had a hell of a busy week. You look out for us so much. Hey, you know what? I want everyone to know that, like, if I am making something, I want it to be good, goddammit. Like, it ain't gotta be perfect. I will fully admit it's gonna have some scuff, but it better at least be pretty damn good, you know? I'm loving it, honestly. It feels actually so good to be back. And, yeah, excellent. But yeah, I hope you guys noticed that also, like, parts of the outfit, although it mostly stayed the same, things have changed. For example, we no longer have like the longer right bottom. Instead, it's the same. We've got the cool little leg warmer here that I thought would look really cool, and it does. What else have we got? We got the little bandage here to represent the old bandage that used to be on the right thigh. We now got like little rings and tips and gold chevrons for the tail. Bigger feet. Much better, more detailed feet that I'm sure chat will ruin me over. New belt, new cross section for the, the breasts, the chicken breasts. And that's a whole lot of it. More detailed hair, stuff like that. So I'm really am in love with it. I'm really excited. For free, yeah, this stream only, dude. This stream only. So don't count on that being a regular thing. The outfit detail's so good. I agree. I am extremely happy with it. Okay, let me double check and make sure that YouTube's working because I just realized some stuff. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're all good, dude. But yeah, they seriously did an amazing job. I'm really happy with it. That midriff is peak. You can cook on it too. Little do people know, if you're a Hara member, once per month, you get to cook one item of your choice on my stomach. I don't care what it is, dude. You can melt crayons on it. I really don't give a shit. That'd actually be crazy. I'm using Hara as part of my art piece. What she does is she lays on a large sheet of 10 feet by 5 foot square or rectangle of white construction paper. And then I just melt crayons that are mid-drift, and whatever rolls down her sides and her hips onto the paper is what I leave as my artistic integrity. Does that imply wax play? No, it doesn't. Not at all. Hey, Ragey. Yeah, I hope you like it. It's really cool, ain't it? Also, I can get really close now. I'm really big, dude. I could eat Rasputin in like one fucking bite. I would never, because he's probably got something, let's be honest, but I could, and that's kind of cool. I'm like uncomfortably close. I'm like actually like hugging distance, dude. That's kind of crazy. So what you're saying is we can cast a what mold? Oh, a wax mold. Yeah, pretty much. I guess if you have enough wax. Wax on, wax off, worshiper son. Rat got that black plague. That kind of, I don't know if you guys, I don't know why I'd say if you guys saw it. It's not like it was news or something. But, yo, what's up, Dub? How's it going? What was I saying? I saw a Twitter post earlier today, and it was like somebody in their house. They live in like an older house, and it's like the tube from their washing machine. And they're like, what the fuck do I do? With like a crying emoji. And it's the cutest fucking rat ever. Like peeking his head around the corner. He's just like, hello, I'm sorry for chewing through your, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry for chewing through your washing machine vent. I'm so sorry. He's so cute. Oh my God, he was adorable. He was seriously really, really cute. Honestly, I'm gonna see if I can find him real quick because I want to show chat. I was like, oh my God, like, the thing is like, it's not like a New York rat, dude. Like a New York rat, you know. It's a New York rat. Like, those things are feral looking. They look like they bite off your finger. This fancy lad just looks like he wants some cheese. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's gonna be hard to find, actually. But I'll see if I can take a look. But yeah, I'll let you guys bask in this for a minute. So if you guys don't know, today's our history day. I have a couple videos prepared. We're gonna be focusing, because I know a lot of people were talking about it. And I think it's a funny topic to look at. We're gonna be looking at a lot of, I think the 2 videos I've got are on Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his assassination by Sean Munger. If you guys don't know who Sean Munger is, he's a history teacher that does YouTube stuff on the side, and he is incredible. He is amazing at his job. And he's a great educator on YouTube. Seriously, check him out. He's one of those people that you can turn on in the background and listen to for 4 hours, and it's just great. You can tune into any moment and fucking learn something. He's seriously so enjoyable. Honestly, like, if I had to say, like, in history terms of, like, an idol, like, Sean Munger is, like, my content creator idol for, like, history content. Like, if I can hit something like that at some point, like, that'd be great. I would never be able to because the amount of work he puts in every freaking stream or every single video is insane, but I would absolutely love to emulate that at some point. Like, we're talking just so much fucking research. It's insane. And I think he's able to do it because he probably, like, converts over his, like, actually, I don't know if he does, but I would imagine with how much he has to do as an already school teacher, that he, just, like, translates over some of his lessons, but I'm not even sure about that, so. God, I wish I knew what fucking area that was. I should have saved it. I'm so bad about saving shit. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I found it. I found it. I found it. Holy shit, he is so fucking cute, dude. He is adorable. This little guy. Oh my god, he's so fucking cute, dude. It's actually on Reddit. So, ew, stinky Reddit, but that's where I found it. But hold on, give me a sec. I'll show you guys. He's so fucking cute. Okay, let me turn on the TV. Okay. Look at him! Dude, look at that face. I'm gonna be honest, I'd let him bite off like a segment of my finger. Not the whole finger, but a segment, and I would not be upset. But he is so fucking cute, dude. See, that's the thing that kills me is that people are like, oh my god, a rat! No, I'm over here like, oh my god, precious friend. He's so fucking precious. He really is. Like, he's just like, hi, how's it going? Rasputin's little brother. Shit, he might be. Ever heard of the band Friends Ferdinand? I have, actually. I used to be able to play Take Me Out on guitar back in high school. Looks like he's saying, hey, you dropped this? Well, that's what he chewed through. So he's just apologizing, okay? He's just like, I'm sorry. I didn't know no better. I'm just a cute little boy. I didn't know no better. Yeah, the Reddit post, like, he chewed through my fucking, like, drain, my washer drain. Oh, you meant the Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, I did for a short bit. It's not a hard song. Why are so many VTubers liking rats now? I've always thought, like, rats and mice had the ability to be cute. I've always thought that. I mean, to be fair, I feel the same way about, like, raccoons. And I've grown up around raccoons, so, like, not as pets, but as, like, wildlife. So I'm used to them. The only things I don't find cute that are, like, wild in my area are, like, coyotes. Those things look like meth addicts. And possums, which they have a 50% chance of being very cute and a 50% chance of being the ugliest stain on society. So, in order to love chat, rats are a must, honestly. But yeah, he's adorable, ain't he? All right. So we're going to hang out and chat for a little bit. And after, if you guys don't know the drill here for history nights, we're going to sit here and hang out and chat for a little bit. After we hang out and chat for a short while, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some videos, which I will react to and offer some of my expertise. When we're watching, like, Sean Munger, I do not have enough, like, knowledge off the top of my head to really correct him on much. Because he also just doesn't really need that much correcting. But I will add perspective. Like, I will add, like, perspective, which he's also really good at, but, you know, I really like his stuff and I want you guys to see it. So, you can dress any animal up and they will be cute. I agree. Coyotes look otherworldly. I don't know about otherworldly. They just look like a smaller meth addicted wolf or dog. I think I've maybe seen one owl in my entire life, Bunky. Nice, Berlin. I'm happy for you. Would a shaved bear look cute in clothing? A shaved bear would not look cute in anything. Hey, Buttered. Welcome in. Of a coyote. And they act like it too, man. Coyotes are dickheads. We get a lot of hummingbirds in my area. We get them seasonally. They are very cute. They fight, though. Those bastards are mean to one another. I know, right? Doesn't it, Buttered? They'll eat, yeah, exactly. That's why I also hate coyotes. They'll eat your fucking pets. Hey, Savick. Welcome in. Do nothing but keep me up in the autumn ups with their hooting. Honestly, okay, maybe a hot take, but maybe it's also because I'm a bird. But like, straight up, if there's like an owl, there's like an owl hooting, like while I'm trying to fall asleep, that's just like extremely good ambient noise for me. I'm sleeping like a light, dude. Gotta inspect the crown. Oh yeah, really? Well, that's interesting. I've got to inspect my book of curses real quick. That's got your name on it. So I'm starting to see your name written all over it, dude.
Take that bitch to Pizza Planet. Damn right, dude. Get her the meat lovers.
Yeah, get her the meat lovers. Hold on, let me get a curse together.
Well, let me guess.
Brendan. All right, I put the book away. Ow. I cast chair. The only way to stop an ancient goddess curse is to cast chair. The anti-Egyptian chair. Yo, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, Kino. Wait, yeah, Kino. Okay, I lost it for a minute. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was Kino. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow, Prophet Potato. Welcome to the cult. How you doing? Where's my crown? This shit was supposed to return to me. Where's it at? Give it back. Thank you. Not cast iron. Well, why would my crown be cast iron? You know how heavy that would be? Potato? Yeah, that's who followed. It's our new member. Don't bully. You sure it's not a prayer book, Hara? Well, considering the inscription outlined here literally says Book of the Dead, no, it is in fact not a
Look, it's not that weird. I just deep-throated a little bit. I just want to see sometimes. I'm kind of curious how far I can go. No, it's not weird that I don't have a gag reflex. I think it's kind of weird that you find that weird. I don't like that. You guys are making me feel called out right now for testing my gag reflex. I just want to know how it feels. What do you guys mean you never sucked off 2 hot dogs at the same time?
I hate you. I hope you know that. I hate you. So much. Yeah, you paid $10 for that. No, you don't? I do. Believe me, I do. Out of context moment every day of my fucking life, dude. Every day of my fucking life.
We'll get them next time.
What did I miss? Don't worry about it, Paradox. Welcome in, dude. How you doing? It's just a Twitch redeem. What context is there for that? A mod? Okay, so unironically, not kidding. Not kidding. Well, we'll talk about the cards in a minute, Gear. Don't be afraid to remind me. So, this is not a joke. This was the actual context. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not gaslighting for once. I swear to God, this was the actual context. So, we were playing War Thunder, and we were talking about drinking beer. Yariko was in chat, as was, I think it was Perfys who said it. One of the moderators on the mod team. And we were getting a little, like, safe, spacious. And, like, in the sense of, like, okay, like, everybody can say what they want. Like, shit's not gonna be weird. Like, we're not gonna judge. And then Perfys, I'm pretty sure, was like, does anyone else, like, suck on the neck of the bottle a little bit? Like, when you drink beer? And I was like, brother, what in the fucking Christ are you talking about? What the fuck do you mean? You suck on the neck of the bottle. Like, put it, like, he was talking about, like, he, like, puts it in his mouth. Like, further than he needs to drink from it and sucks on it. And I was like, that might be the most homoerotic thing I've ever seen someone admit to in chat. And Yariko was like, I do that sometimes too. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I don't really see the big deal. So I said that to make fun of the moderator. Now, as soon as I got done, I was like, oh my God, that's going to be so taken out of context. Yeah, that is crazy. Like, he wouldn't even, no, like, not even drinking out of it. Like, he'd take a sip and then suck on the neck of the bottle. And I'm like, bro, you're literally like that video of that kid, like, literally sucking off the doorknob. I'm bringing that up to Yari eventually. You should. She likes War Thunder military stuff. Should I buy her a small Type 74? Buy her a gun. Get her a gun. Like, just buy her, like, a Kel-Tec KSG. I think it's Kel-Tec that makes the KSG. Get her a KSG with Dragon Breath rounds. I'd love that. Give me that. That'd be bitchin'. I'd never shoot it because I don't have the money to spend on fucking shotgun shells, but it'd be a really cool paperweight. I'm not gonna lie, frosted pubes now lives in my head rent-free thanks to you. You're so welcome for that. What can I say, dude? I might be a goddess of 5,000 years old, but even today I'm trying to take him to Flavortown. How much are dragon rounds on it? Probably very expensive. Like, not even kidding. Although, actually, they might not be that expensive because, well, no, they're definitely expensive because they're a novelty and they have literally no use outside of just being stupid. A shotgun as a paperweight is wild. It's a doorstop. Imagine walking into some single, like, middle-aged girl's house and she's got, like, her little, like, stand of, like, anime figurines and, like, a Dakimakura on her bed and, like, a pretty clean room, like, some cute stuff. A bonsai tree, some, like, skulls that may or may not be real human skulls. And then finally, like, mounted above the fireplace in her living room is just, like, a full barrel-length KSG with, like, surrounded by holes in the wall with, like, scorch marks. You're middle-aged? Damn. No, but I guess in a way, theoretically. Are you describing your room? As if I own a living room, dude. I've got a bedroom and a dying room. That's all I've got. And that dying room is also known as the bathroom after I eat Panda Express. So, dude, that's gonna be my house, but with muskets. Why the fuck do you have a musket? Okay, also, okay, I'm about to ask something really suspicious. Okay, chat, I'm gonna ask something really suspicious. Do not tell the government or any people that are completely normal, that I said this, okay? Don't tell them. You have to agree. I'm getting real close, okay? I'm getting real close. You can probably smell my breath. I had tacos for dinner. But don't tell anybody, okay? Seriously, don't tell anybody. I was looking at some articles on the JFK files because they got released today. Surprise, nothing big happened. Not surprised at all. But it showed pictures of Lee Harvey Oswald's Carcano rifle. Bro, that's a good looking rifle. I don't know, something about it. Like, I'm not really like a huge gun person, but there's just something about it. No, it's not dripped out at all. It's just, like, elegantly made. It's just very elegant. It's a very elegant looking rifle. I like the simplistic scope on it. It's actually the opposite. It's very simplistic. But it was very nice. Like, I guess if I had to have, like, if I was riding in an open-air car as a massive public figure, and I had to have the back of my head hollowed out for quite literally no good reason, I would hope it would be that rifle. So, doing it. So, yeah. Those World War II rifles are things of beauty. They kind of are. Well, the Mosin leaves a lot to be desired, but the Carcano is really pretty. No, JFK's head just does that. Oh, okay, my bad. Get the brand new JFK figurine with real head exploding action. It's like a kid like playing with him on like a playset, and he clicks a button like on his waist, and the fucking like plastic brains just shoot out the back of his fucking head. That'd be so fucked. By the way, if there's anyone in here, I've been having kind of a problem with that lately, where people are like, Hara, your humor's a little like too fucked up. I totally get it. I apologize if it's not for you. Just know I don't say these jokes to be like vindictive. I actually really liked JFK as a president, and I think it's a very huge tragedy. But I also am a firm believer in you can't really get over tragedy without humorizing it a little bit, as tragic and awful as it is. Of course, obviously it needs time though. Like, it's not like I would have been out there in fucking New York on September 12th. Just like, hey, that's pretty funny. Now there's 0 towers. Yeah, no. You see what I mean? So, there is some stuff to it, you know? Just like walk out, just like, what happened? Everybody just like stares at you and then mobs you. I have simulated full autos, several of them. The Carcano's pretty good. Look up a Smith & Wesson 1854. Damn. I'll be sure to check it out. Dark humor is funny as hell. It depends. Because, okay, I'm going to give a big statement on dark humor. First off, I'm going to say right now, I don't like when either political side, and we're not going to talk politics. This is the extent of it. I don't like when either political side calls each other snowflakes. It's, like, really lame to me. I hate the term. It's, like, I feel like it's what a 17-year-old says when, like, they're in, like, their high school gym class and get hit with a dodgeball or something. It's cringe. I don't like it. Second off, I really hate how dark humor is just say a racial slur, laugh. That's not dark humor. You're just a dick. So, dark humor is like Daniel Tosh or like Anthony Jeselnik, where, yeah, it's fucked up, but it actually has a punchline and people actually laugh at it. So, yeah, shit like Stone Toss, that's not dark humor. He's just a dick. Prime example. Dark humor is the best way to cope. I was in college for criminal justice, and ex-SWATs is the only way to deal with horrible things. Well, yeah, for actual serious people that deal with PTSD, traumatizing events. For some, like, fucking 19-year-old who's going to, like San Diego State and just really wants to poke a lot of fun at black people, it's not dark humor. He's just a dick. Exactly, Gear. I had dark humor for the death of my dad. Another important thing for dark humor is knowing when and where to say it. Yeah, anyway, Pokemon cards. We're moving on. We are definitely moving on from that. I don't know if you guys saw, if you're not on Twitter or the Discord, because I didn't ping everybody because I didn't want to alert because it was like 10 o'clock last night. But for the first time ever, chat, I pulled a $400 card. I pulled a $400 Pokemon card, and the odds of it are so infinitesimal that I can only prescribe it as blind motherfucking luck. So I'm really happy about it. It's for the new I thought it was 300. It's 400. People estimate it could hit 6 depending on how long it takes. Yeah, sure. Let me find a thing for it real quick. It's a very cute card, too. I'm very happy I pulled it. Let me find the English version. Oh, there are any pictures of it in English? Because I don't think anybody else has pulled one. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so this is the card. This is it. It's absolutely adorable. And it's actually a really good card, too. So, this is actually going to be... Whoa, what the fuck? Why is the back of that warped? Whatever. It should be fine. But yeah, it's adorable, and it's going to be a deck staple, too. So, the way it works is its ability is Fairy Zone. The weakness of each of your opponent's dragon Pokemon in play is now Psychic. Then it has Full Moon Rondo, which does 20 damage plus 20 damage for each benched Pokemon you're and your opponents. So that means it ends up being like 220. It's really not a bad attacker. But yeah, that big thing is Fairy Zone because there's like you just win against Dragon decks now. Which is sick. Is that a really powerful deck? It goes into a really powerful deck. It'll probably go into like Gardevoir or something like that when the new Mega Gardevoir comes out. But it's not getting played with. I'm probably gonna try and get it. Graded. Looking at the centering right now, I think it's a 9. I don't think it's a 10. I think it is slightly leans to the left. And maybe slightly up, which is a little tragic, but it definitely does. But if I can get a 9 on this bitch, that thing's gonna be worth like $900. So. Chef, I play Pokemon literally every week and I talk about playing it. So if you talk about Pokemon and I'm able to look at it, I will take a look and talk to you about Pokemon. I've been wanting to do more Pokemon stuff and we will be doing it in the future. Like for example, I want to rip packs on stream, especially because I've got money now. But the issue is that Pokemon product is extremely hard to get right now because of fucking bitch-ass scalpers that I wish I could throw into the sun. But what if it was a 10? This thing would be worth like $2,000. I'm not even kidding. Almost $1,000? Yeah, it's worth 400. If you get a grade 9, it at least doubles. Usually. But yeah, Darkstar, I will be playing more Pokemon TCG Live and stuff like that. Now, you like to play against viewers, so please stick around if you want. And I'm sure if you talk about it, people might join in, because I know some people have been interested. So, it's a lot of fun. I really expect it. Or I suggest it. I gotcha. See ya, Paradox. I don't know if you're still in here, but thank you. I'm definitely going to keep it. The whole reason I'm keeping it is because it is my first massive pull ever. The second reason is it is an adorable card. And the third reason is because it is so rare because it's a special art rare. And it is literally the rarest card in the set. It is only going to gain value over time. Unless the hobby dies, so. But that is now, by and far, the single most expensive card in my entire collection, both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. It is 4 times more expensive than anything else I own, card-wise. So it is the prize of my collection. This thing will not be going to locals, because I don't want anybody fucking swiping it like a bitch ass. I don't think anybody would, because people at my locals are really cool. But we thought that 6 months ago, and someone literally ran off with one of the nicest guys at locals slab worth like $1,000. So I'm not playing around with it. So yeah. I'm gonna put it in its little hard case, which I've already done. I'm gonna double sleeve it up. And then I'm going to put it in a box to look at and cherish whenever I'm feeling down. So. You tried the FA18 on War Thunder yet? I have not, but we will be doing it tomorrow. So if you are a War Thunder gooner, oh my bad, gamer, same thing at this point. You goon for the snail, let's be honest. I will be playing it tomorrow as long as Gaijin has gotten back to me and accredited it towards my account. Let me see real quick and make sure if they have. Because I sent in the email yesterday, but they usually get flooded, so sometimes it takes a few days. If it's not, okay, he got back to me. Yes, he got it. So we will be playing with the Super Hornet tomorrow. We will have all the modifications and everything. So if you want to check out how the Super Hornet is, we'll be playing it tomorrow. We'll be playing the late one, too. The American one. We're playing literally the highest tier one. The best one. We're playing the AC late. So it'll be fucking lit. I also got, let me see what else I got from them. I get 4 vehicles. Okay, so now that we hit the final tier, I get 4, count them, 4 vehicles of my choice every month, and 50,000 GE, bro. $50,500 worth of GE every fucking month. So, I got 50,000 GE. I got the FA18C late in the American tree. The low sat, so it'll be low sat gaming. The T-72 AV terms, so we can run a more complete Russian 10.3 lineup, and the Ram Seagal for Israel. I am eligible for a decal. We are. I've got to get one. I'm going to get one made for Artwise eventually, and then I'll get it submitted. So yeah, we are eligible. It's going to be a bit of a path to get there, but I can at least get it considered. So, okay. So I've been reminding people all week about it, and this is going to last time I'm going to do it. Well, actually, I'll do it Thursday. But a big reminder, with this new model update, I will be at CarrierCon 2025 on Saturday, this Saturday, 2:15 to 3 p.m. I'll be doing a little meet and greet, introducing myself, talking a little bit about Egypt mythology, and saying hi to all the cute little mortals, finally, face to face. So I get to see you guys for once. So if you live near Alameda, California, and you got $40 to spend on an awesome convention that's going to people like V-Fleet and Pipkin Pippa, and a ton more people. It's gonna have radioactive and Animarchy history, where they're doing like a panel too, like their own like history and science panel. It's so cool. It's gonna be sick. I wish I could go in person. You can see me, so it'll be really neat. I know it's a little last minute if you're just now getting it, but it would be really cool to see somebody there that knows me. So, oh, also I'll be giving away free stickers. So there you go. You get free shit, too. You get free fucking stickers. So, yeah, make sure you take advantage of that if you want. So, cause, I'm going to plan to try and get some more meet and greets in eventually, but I don't know how common that'll be. Are you going to bring a staff to curse everyone? No, that's what the book's for. The book will be here. I found a 1,000-page book for World War II. Crazy. Damn. Hey, Oxide! Love to see it. I know, right? It looks sick. You're the third VTuber I know that's gonna be there, and I'm sad I can't go. Yeah, I wish I could go in person. Oh, yeah, I forgot to turn that one off. The Faya isn't a thing because I'm not on Punk Hara, so don't redeem that one. I'll get that one turned off real quick. I'm sorry about that. I meant to turn that one off, too. Where is it? There it is. Ow. All right, we're going to change over to some real music because I do want to listen to some real music. I love the atmospheric stuff, especially for like the model reveal and stuff. But while we're hanging out and chatting, I do want to listen to just some fun stuff. Let me see. What am I in the mood for is a real question. I mean, I guess we can do, we'll just do the Pop and Vibes playlist. There you go, Berlin. Does the book contain recipes for food? And no, not cursed food? No. Could put on Franz. It's in this playlist, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm really excited for Saturday. I'm excited and a little scared. I still haven't announced it on Twitter yet. I need to do that after stream today. But I'm really worried about it because I'm going to be really sad if I do it and nobody shows up. I'm going to be really sad. I'm just going to sit there and twiddle my thumbs and just babble to myself for 45 minutes, I guess. And then get up and go find something better to do. So... it's California. It's Alameda, California. It's on the USS Hornet, the museum ship. It's really sick. What's on Tuesday? Wait, did I say Tuesday? Did I say Tuesday? My brain flatlined. Did I say Tuesday? Because this is on Saturday. Does it count if I'm there in spirit? Yeah, sure. Didn't hear what we were talking about? Yeah. I'm talking about CarrierCon on Saturday. I need to post it to Twitter. I've been meaning to do it like all week. I just haven't had the chance to. When I was everything that you wanted. I wish I could go, but screw Cali. Look, I get like the meme of like hating California, but California is perfectly fine to visit. We can make you a con promo video for future cons. That would be pretty sick. But yeah. Big reminder for this week. So we're going to do a little bit of a rundown in case you guys didn't see the schedule. Today is History Chat. Tomorrow we're doing War Thunder to make up for ending stream early on Sunday. Saturday, I will be doing the convention, but I will still be streaming at 8 p.m. CST, our usual New Vegas. Please come and hang out. Even if you're a War Thunder or History person, it is chaos. It is so much fun. You can pay 10 to the Ko-Fi to rebuild the community coffers. And at the same time, I have to murder the next human I see, like brutally in cold blood. It's got to be in a ton of fucking trouble. And then on Sunday, we'll be back with our regular War Thunder stream as usual. So I just dislike the people. I wouldn't know. I don't really talk to people when I visit places. I mean, I do a little bit, but I need to do before probably Saturday. Oh man, I don't know when I'm gonna find time for that. I guess Saturday morning. I'll try and see if I can fix the crashing issue for New Vegas. It's practically impossible at this point though. Cali's just the worst on God. It's really not, guys. Have you guys like actually ever been to California? It's definitely not. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's positives and negatives, but like, dude, I've been to bumfuck ass like middle of nowhere Mississippi and Arkansas. Y'all, the worst that California has to offer is nowhere near as bad as those two. They aren't. A lot of Californians are moving to my state. I mean, yeah, that happens. But that's because of, like, expenses. Like, I'm totally, like, fine if you want to be like, I hate California. I don't want to live in California. That's totally understandable. But don't sit here and say, like, oh, it's the worst, ugliest place to be in the United States. Bro, visit Searcy, Arkansas. Like, actually. Go take a car ride to Searcy, Arkansas and figure out why that bitch is called, like, meth capital of the South. Go take a visit to, like, Middle Mississippi. Go to Gary motherfucking Indiana. Like, you're gonna find that you wish you could hang out in LA. And just a bomber base in farmland. Yeah, that bomber base out in North Dakota sucks dick. Monkey. Yeah, go East St. Louis. Dude, I visited St. Louis, I think around this time last year for a football game. And oh my God, pot is not legal, but the entire city smelled like pot. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I'm not like one of those people that's like, those fucking weed smokers. But I was just like, God damn, like, is everybody contact high here? This place is crazy. It's legal now? Oh, it is legal. Right. It might have been legal last year. I forgot. We have a town in Oklahoma that's abandoned due to the mines. You don't know, creepy? Dude, I'd love to check out an abandoned mine, dude. I ain't afraid of no fucking ghosts. I'll get holy on them, dude. I'll holy bitch slap a ghost. I don't care, bro. My real fear is aliens. That's actually the truth. That's actually the truth. I used to have a lot, like, thanks to, like, fuck ass. Yo! Thank you for the sub, Yariko. Welcome back to the Harem, babe. Hope you enjoy your stay. I used to have, like, fucking dumbass fears because of, like, fucking stupid, like, alien abduction documentaries on YouTube and, like, Discovery Channel. I was so afraid of, like, waking up at 3 a.m. in a pitch black room with just, like, gray aliens staring down at me. Like, that was fucking horrifying. That scared the shit out of me for the longest time. And then I learned as I grew up, the real thing to fear is man itself, so. Alien dance. Must see the Mexican alien mummy thing. Oh, you talking about the shriveled raisin, dude? I love that guy. I did that to him, by the way. I did that to him. That was me. Honestly, I don't find aliens that scary. I used to go alien hunting with my mom when I was young, and I was if I got abducted, I'd start throwing hands. I mean, I'm not, like, entirely scared, because the thing is with, like, gray aliens, if I get abducted, bro, they are puntable, man. Those guys, those midget asses, I'll fucking Goomba stomp their shit, dude. I'm just gonna do a bunny hop right in their fucking massive ass forehead. Call that the landing zone. I'm gonna make the top of their fucking head look like Roswell. There's an abandoned town in Ohio that's been burning since 1884. It's New Straitsville. Is it burning? Why is it burning? Indomitable human spirit versus alien idiots. I mean, also, though, like, let's not act like humanity would be above abducting people if it was on the other foot. You know, for a fucking second, that if a guy tomorrow was the exact same as everybody else, no difference whatsoever, but his skin was purple, like, it was just always purple, like lavender purple, the government would have that bro ripped open, throat to dick, like, all the way down the dick by Tuesday. They would. Like, they'd have him on a bus, and they'd be ripping him open by Tuesday. Oh, yeah, that makes sense why the coal fire would be, why it'd be burning that long. Why don't they just nuke it? I don't understand. Of course it has, Tunav. Hey, Cupper, welcome in. How's it going? To be throwing out the Operation Paperclip Nazis to cut that guy open? You're not wrong at all, Oxide. That's a great point. You're not wrong at all, dude. I forgot to mention, we also have new art that I've been working on getting. So hold on, let me pull it up. It's very cute. We have some very cute art that I have not posted yet, that I will share with you guys. One of them is extremely lewd, that cannot be shared here. There is Tibby in it, whole Tibby. But I can show you this one. Okay. Holy shit, that is bitch ass massive. Hold on, give me a minute. That is way bigger than I expected. Ugh. Chill out, green giant. Jesus Christ. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, here. I'll give you a little, there you go. There's your little window pane view. I think it's very cute. I like it a lot. But yeah, we got a couple new stuff for the new design and stuff. Oh, you're a historian. Hi, have you seen the channel that recreates super ancient recipes? Oh, you're talking about Max Miller? Hi, Doe. Welcome in. Yeah, I have. I'm not only a historian, I'm also a museum curator. That is my job now, and goddamn, does it feel nice to say that? But, yeah, that's what I do right now. Gonna be your next profile pic? No, that's gonna be the Docky. I like the Docky one a lot. I think Kelpie did amazing. But yeah, we got some new art coming. I'll drip feed it over the next few weeks, so expect that at least. So for the first time tomorrow, I've been going through and looking at kind of the materials we have at the museum to try and figure out future exhibits. We've got all of this year's already done, so I only have to worry about 2026's. But it's time to start working on them so we can be a year ahead. I'm looking into like what to do and looking for materials and stuff. And I'm finally tomorrow starting a sessioning, where if you guys don't know what a sessioning is, it's essentially doing inventory of the entire collection. So I will be starting that tomorrow. I'm very excited. I finally get to start adding things to the collection that have been donated, updating information on them and stuff like that. And then when that's done, I get to audit all of it, and that's going to take forever. So, because we've got a lot of stuff on back order that like is completely missing or we have no information on. So that'll be fun. Drip feeding, at least we get food. It's like that picture of the like water pipe with like the fat guy taking all the water and the small guy getting the single drop. Except it's like Hara art And there is no fat guy. It's just the pipe. Political cartoon. I want to say that, like, I like how political cartoons, like, are either, like, really compelling or they're just really fucking stupid. Like, there's, like, no in-between whatsoever. Like, they look stupid, they're drawn stupid, and their concept is stupid. It's really funny. It's like some of the most serious and then unserious shit imaginable. It's like, oh, this guy with 30 years of a 30-year art degree and like 10 years on this fucking political satire cartoon made ex-politician look like he's eating poopy. Or that he peed his pants. He's wearing a diaper. Diaper boy. Funny. It's like, all right, guys, like we can do better than this. We really can. This shit's cringe. He's just like me for real. That was something I noticed recently, is that, like, in the museum collection under our, like, conservation materials, I saw that we have diapers listed. And I'm like, what in the fuck do we need diapers for conservation? What are we conserving with diapers? Yo, thank you for the follow, Brennan Snake Corp. Or Snake Core. Welcome in. How you doing? Hope you enjoy your stay with the cult. And thank you, Wage Slave 78. Ain't that a fucking mood? Rene Levesque with a bunch of cigarettes in his mouth. That just sounds French. Ow. We've been drawing the I'm very Sigma, but my enemy is a virgin meme cartoon since the very beginning. We literally have. Check out ancient Egyptian propaganda, baby. Combat specialist Brennan Snake reporting in. Figured I'd come say hi. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too. How you doing? All right, can you hit me with a glaucoma ray? I am wet due to the dogs getting a bath. Yeah, sure thing. Here's your free microwave. Meow. Oh. Sorry about that, Sylvie. Let me, I should probably at least, like, VIP Sylvie real quick so we can actually post links. So give me a minute. I didn't realize I didn't do that. Cringe on my part. Let me fix that real quick. Should be under community roles manager. Add new Sylvie Spark VIP. All right, you should be able to post links now. Yeah, the bot's like really overzealous about that, so you're free. I also need my editor role again because timing me out lost it. Oh, god damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh my god, it hit you anyway. Okay. Bot's being hella cringe. Editor. Oh my god. Fucking cringe ass bot, bro. This guy thinks he's above me, dude. Yo, thanks for the follow, Lost Fire. Welcome to the cult. How you doing? This guy really thinks he's above me, dude. Let me see if I can find a whitelist. My friend Airshot told me to watch You or Else. That's good. So now that you've watched Me or Else, Mika, welcome in, by the way, I'll be taking one of your organs or else. So figure out which one you want to hand over, and I'll be putting it in a very nice, painted, and fashionable jar. It's not see-through. Okay, hold on. Link protection. Permit. Sylvie. Spark. Okay, you should be good now, buddy. Okay, now let me see if I can add the editor role back. God damn it. Wait, can we paint our own organ jars? Yeah, sure, why not? You can pick whatever godhead you want on top of it too. I don't care at this point. You want the baboon for your liver? Put your liver in the baboon one. I don't give a shit. Hell yeah, dude. I just finished my breach in Lego. What's next, chat? What is a breach in Lego? If you wanted to hear it, I got you. Thanks so much, dude. I'll definitely check it out. Let me see here. Okay, now it's not giving me your fucking username. This bitch ass. Oh! Oh, it's because I've already got you as a VIP. That's why. I'm stupid. Okay, hold on. I have Bramage. I have Drain Bramage. There it is. There you go. There's your editor role, buddy. You've got it back. Hey, Cass. How's it going, dude? Hope your streams are going well. It's going great, thank you. Just debuting the new model and stuff. Lego 120mm gun. That sounds sick. Call the bondulence. More like you've got botulence of the brain. I also found out today, okay, so I had to move the medical doll. The creepy one that keeps staring at me from the corner of the library room or the archive room. And I felt really fucking bad about it. I hated picking him up. And then I got grossed out even more when I found out that he has like fully like accurate teeth, like modeled teeth. And it was horrifying. I gagged. I Googled it, and the first thing I find is a drawing making fun of Hatshepsut with her steward. The disrespect. She was a good ruler, wasn't she? She was, but she was hated by pharaohs afterwards because she was a woman. Thank you for the follow, Crystal Rose. Welcome to the cult. How you doing? That is wild. I know, right? They're not like actual people teeth, but they are like very accurate, and it looked very creepy. Bro looked creepy. That's all I'm gonna say about it. He's got teeth. He looks like he uses his teeth to chew on other teeth, like to crunch other teeth. Bro looks like the gator from Gator Golf. Putting a brick pattern on a phantom's difficult. You could steal the one, if you're making one of me, you can steal the one from my sleeve over here. That's what I did for mine. Ew, no. What? He can't have a little snack? Who cares if they're not his teeth? He deserves a calcium-rich snack. God, can you imagine actually chewing on teeth? Oh my God, I think my skin just crawled. That's hard for me to do, dude. Thank you for the Lord Bunky. I'll happily take your organs. And your girl gave me just a little bit of lockjaw. It's easier if you boil them first. I don't like them mushy. Got a new organization cabinet for my hobby minis, and the paint looks so pretty. Let's go! Honestly, some of the coolest shit that people don't use that I think people should use more for like those little like Warhammer model kits are those like LED gym stands that like light up from underneath. Bro, people need to use those more. They're so fucking sick. Same thing for like Gundam kits and stuff. They're not even like that expensive because they're like cheap fucking China plastic with like shitty ass LEDs that last 15 fucking years permanently on. So you can get like a fucking massive one for like $10 and just slap a Gundam or a Zoids model under it and it'll look fucking dope. Gundam mentioned. Yeah, I'm a huge Gundam fan, and Zoids fan. I want to get some of that fancy shit for photography. That would be pretty neat. Hell yeah, Zoids. Honestly, I wish they'd make a new Zoid series just so they can come up with new Zoids kits. I really do. I know they came up with a new one, Zoids Wilds or whatever, but I hate that shit. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older and I don't have the nostalgia for it, but like, I really feel like the stuff that made stuff like Zoids and Beyblade cool have been ruined by like really dumbed down, overly graphic design choices. Like, bro, the entire reason I thought Beyblade was cool because of the fucking Bit Beasts. How the fuck are you gonna get rid of the Bit Beasts and just make them like a fucking sports team logo on the Beyblade? It's fucking dog. Dog, shit, and water. Actually, they aren't permanently on. Rather, they flash, turning off and back on again extremely fast. Your mom turns me extremely off and back on again extremely fast. when she flashes. Me. We got there. It took me a minute, but I got there. That's what causes solar eclipses. You're not wrong. English is hard. It is. Have you ever tried to, like, okay, honestly, I feel bad for people that have to learn English. And I say that as someone that's dog shit at learning other languages. Like, can you imagine, like, I don't know, let's just say, like, someone from China has, like, family members here and they want to move over here because, like, they believe in the American dream. Totally for it. I'm very happy for them. Bro, I can't imagine trying to learn English from, like, Mandarin. Like, I already know it's extremely hard learning Mandarin from English, but vice versa, it's got to be even worse. Like, what do you mean that there are 3 seas in the 2 words Pacific Ocean, in the name Pacific Ocean, and all 3 seas are pronounced differently? What the fuck do you mean, bro? What do you mean by that? That's, be for real right now. Like, be serious. Like, be serious with me right now. I feel like Hara's gonna make a clap on, clap off the clapper joke eventually. People still remember those. Are y'all old enough for those, honestly? We progressed so much technologically that, like, the clapper shit lost its, like, novelty like 15 years ago and has been now completely replaced by its voice-activated counterpart. Be serious turns in a photo of a realistic snow owl, yeah. That and everyone now is a bit beast. They were rare. Now they seem to fall out of your cereal box. Exactly, dude. Why can you drink drinks but not foods? English do be hard for real. I don't think that one's that bad. But, like, ask a 14-year-old kid from, like, Saudi Arabia to spell restaurant. That kid's losing. That kid's losing that spelling bee, dude. Restaurant. There you go. You got it. Proud of you. See, Jadel got it wrong. So no, actually, you can't barely spell restaurant. You barely can't spell restaurant. I remember saying that to my roommate. My roommate was like, I just get really Italian with it. And he, like, put his, like, hands out, like, his hand out with, like, his fingers up, like, pushed together. And he was like, restaurant. And I'm like, that is the most, like, socially inept thing I've ever heard you say. Like, remember 2013 Pacific Rim? Yes, and I remember how dog shit Pacific Rim 2 was. English doesn't have consistent rules to teach English, and it's hard to explain the logic. Yeah, it's because English is the mix of, like, 4 fucking languages. It's literally, like, Latin. It's a mix of, like, Latin, like, Germanic. It's, like, Latin, Germanic, French, and, like, honestly, a little bit of Spanish, too. It's fucking garbage. I have trouble spelling possess sometimes. English is a German Latin language. I'm pretty sure it also has French influences. So, like, while its main core is German Latin, it also has, you know, the Latin has things from Greek, but really Latin, it's really just Latin. But it does have French because of, you know, Creole and fucking Quebec. Quebecois. Wait, there's a second film? Yes, it was so bad, and that's why you don't know about it. Ask my non-native English-speaking friend. He said he struggles with bureaucracy. Mississippi. Mississippi is easy because you just go M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. It's really easy for me. But bureaucracy is rough. Mediterranean is rough. There's a lot of like words like that where it's just like you throw your hands up in the air of like what has a like is what letters are doubled and what aren't. Monty Python taught me to fear Latin grammar. Yeah. Automatopoeia is not hard either. You forget I can see you forgetting like the OE, but they are just silly sounding French people. Very angry, silly sounding French people. They're like honestly, they're like the Portugal of like North America. In the sense of like Portugal speaks Portuguese while it is completely enveloped by a country that speaks Spanish. Or like Brazil in South America. Where like I'm pretty sure every other country in South America speaks Spanish except for Brazil. And they just fucking refuse to get on board with the program. The word you and we have you. The letter W being 3 syllables long. But yeah, language is weird like that. It really is. Like there is logic to it. It's just like when there's so many fucking words, like it seems like there's no logic, you know? 'Cause I'm an alien among the human beings. Banger. This is like the 4th time today I've gotten a hair in my mouth. Yeah, I know it's close. Stop putting hair in your mouth? Sorry, I can't stop eating out your mother. Kind of comes with the territory. Now becoming you because of a printing error? True. Where are the other 3 hairs? In the garbage. What do you think? I'm just like fucking collecting them? What do I look like? What do I look like, bro? Look like fucking Ed Gein? Like, come on, man. Does anybody know who that is? Does anybody know who actually Ed Gein is? I hope that reference isn't going over people's heads. Because ironically, if you think about it in a way, I kind of am like Ed Gein. I'm just way more attractive. So, like, way more attractive. Serial killer? He's actually not a serial killer. He actually only ever killed 1 person. And that's just because she apparently really looked like his mom. So in reality, he's more like he was a grave robber and a murderer. So yeah. Leather guy? Yeah, leather guy. The inspiration for the, what is it? The dark elves or whatever from Warhammer 40K. Hara, no, don't say that. Don't say what? That he's not a serial killer? That's accurate. He only ever killed 1 person. Or that I'm like Ed Gein. Was he actually the inspiration or joke? I mean, like, I don't know if he was the direct inspiration, but considering the Dark Elves flay people alive and turn them into human furniture, I don't know what else the inspiration would fucking be. Who the fuck else in history was turning human flesh into fucking goddamn furniture? Free speech, let her cook. Let me cook! Let me microwave the whole planet. I'll cook too hard. I'll burn it. I'll turn into a rock. You look like the moon. The Dark Eldar. Whatever, dude. Whatever dumb fucking name they want to call themselves. Oh, we're the Dark Eldar. Yeah, you're a fucking elder, all right. Fucking geriatric ass. It's called Botox, baby. Fucking use it. Definitely look 1,000 years old. Know that you're like him? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I am in a way. I don't really like... I mean, I preserve skin, but I don't really like stretch people's skin over stuff. Hey! Rude. I ran out of Lego pieces. Well, might as well destroy it all. Break it. Rebuild it again. Money. Mine? How about no? The flayed ones in Warhammer want to be human, so they tear their flesh off to wear it. Sick. So they're like reverse Iron Man. That's kind of cool. I can't see my keyboard. Stop being blind then, idiot. And if you're not blind, then have a dose of radiation to the eyeballs. Why would they want it to be human? I don't know, dude. Like, you ever seen robots, like, do it? You haven't, because they can't. That seems like something. Emotions, maybe? Well, I guess they have emotions, technically. So. Yeah, also, you can taste food, honestly. That's what kills me, is that a lot of people don't realize, like, how bad some curses could be. Like, from, like, the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, they were like, aye, we found immortality. However, everything we ate and drank just turned to ash in our mouths. Like, bro, that was such a bad trade-off for them that they literally tried to stop being immortal so they could taste food again. Like, that is how bad it is, dude. And you know they didn't want to get into it too, but they were like, definitely, like, I'm pretty sure the whole point of it was like, you get immortality, but you can't have any carnal pleasure. So that means like, no food, no alcohol, like, no crack cocaine, and no sex. So that means technically, food and wine and crack cocaine, when it enters their body, just turns to ash. And then they also get erectile dysfunction. So, ain't that fucking crazy? Congratulations, ye be immortal. However, your little tallywhacker down there will not be able to go full mast, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that is what happened. Who would have thought that like a lot of guys would not trade immortality for their boner? So, but apparently, people really say, what's the point of immortality if you can't, you know, if you can't bang it, you know? I'd rather keep my Bonner, your David Bonner. Just take Aztec coin when they want to be immortal, then at dinner time, put it back. Exactly. It's kind of like some people in Dungeon Meshi. Yeah, in a way. Yeah. He literally couldn't feel wind on his face. Yeah, so it's like they lose all worldly pleasure. Like, all sense of worldly pleasure. So I think that's the whole reason why they are, like, murderous, because, like, that's the only way they feel good about themselves, is if they're killing people. They just kind of become a psychopath. I need Wobber. Ugh. Also, someone asked what my go-to Panda Express order is. Bro, if I go to Panda Express, it is always, 100% of the time, without fail. I don't care if they're out of it. I will sit in line for 15 minutes until they make more of it. White rice and Beijing beef with a side of soy sauce and a cherry Coke. It just hits, bro. Beijing beef is the best thing on that fucking menu, and you cannot convince me fucking otherwise. So, that firecracker shrimp is fire. I don't really do, like, shrimp. What's Panda Express? It's like a fast food Chinese restaurant, American Chinese restaurant. On the cherry Coke, it's the closest they got to Pib. My brother and his wife got their wedding catered by Panda. Bro, that sounds like me. That's sick. Orange chicken, honey walnut shrimp. The orange chicken's all right. Like, the first time when, like, I ever had Panda Express, like, honey orange chicken was the absolute shit. And now that we're here, like 10 years later, I'm like, it's really not that great. I see your voice is better. It is metal. Welcome back. How you doing? We had leftovers for days. Dude, I had a buddy during COVID who has a second job, worked at Panda Express, and he was sad that he had to leave because they swapped managers and the managers wouldn't let them take home food anymore. But like to this very day, he's like, bro, I'd be a wage slave again for Panda Express, and I just eat Panda Express my whole fucking life. And he was like, honestly, didn't even like eat that bad either. I'd get the power greens and like the teriyaki chicken and broccoli, and sometimes the steak and broccoli. And like, it's actually like, he's like, that's actually some of the healthiest I think I've ever eaten. Cause like you get it for free. So you just get the premium shit and you'd pile it up. Cause like, you know, it's end of the day. You might as well. Chicken and broccoli is so good. I wish I liked broccoli. I don't like broccoli, but I fucking love spinach. So, like, that's where the trade-off is. I get all my super nutrients from spinach. I put spinach in literally anything. Put it in stir fry. I put it in soups. I put it in pizza. I put it in, like, sandwiches. I put it in salads. I like it in literally anything. You know, like, tiny trees? No, they taste like fucking, like, yard clippings and, like, really bad hose water. Eat free at the end of their shift. It's even dumber when they won't let you give it out to homeless people. It's because they can be sued. Spinach and kidney beans. I actually don't like kidney beans. You gotta grill them and flavor them. I hate grilled broccoli, bro. I know, I hate broccoli. You literally cannot convince me. Broccoli and like cauliflower are like one of the two things you cannot convince me to eat. Same thing with Brussels sprouts. Can't do it. Spinach with yams. That doesn't sound too bad. Hose water's good. Yeah, but like not with like the taste of yard clippings as like a meal with like a light hint of teriyaki. If you ever cook it, it's bad, but Brussels sprouts are horrible. I've literally had like broccoli from a 5-star restaurant and hated it. I just hate it. My friend just cried out, soup Nazi time, motherfucker. No soups. What the fuck does that mean? Does he have schizophrenia? What the fuck does that mean? I love Brussels sprouts. Well, then fucking go live in Brussels. Because I'm going to pout. I'll make some bomb-ass Brussels sprouts with pork belly and honey. See, I love the pork belly and honey. I will also say, like, there's, like, things that I don't eat, like, I won't eat. But, like, I'll put it in dishes for the, like, aura of the vegetable. Which is, like, a very, like, dumb way to put it, but it's true. Like, for example, bell peppers. Like, no matter how fucking hard I grill, saute, flambe, fucking, I don't know, like microwave fucking bell peppers, they're always too strong. They're always too strong. They overpower everything in the dish, and I hate it. However, they're so fucking strong that when I cook things with them, they increase the flavor of whatever I'm cooking. They're like the opposite of mushrooms. Where like mushrooms like absorb all of the surrounding flavor and make them very tasty. Bell peppers like push its flavor onto everything around it. And I like that. And it used to be the same way with breakfast sausage. Like I used to not like breakfast sausage, but if you made like some fresh breakfast sausage and put it on a biscuit and like the grease and like kind of like the runoff got onto the biscuit and you took the piece of sausage off, I really liked it. Because so like I'd order like a sausage biscuit from McDonald's where that would exactly happen. And I'd give my sister the thing of sausage and I just have the biscuit. So yeah. Hey Eminem, welcome in. Please don't 8 Mile me. I'm already very fragile and I will cry. Peppers sucking cock with peppers, fuego. Why did my brain read it like that? Holy fuck. I'm not beating the allegations. I can't believe I just read it like that. What? I'm actually so I'm, I don't even know what to do, dude. I'm so disappointed in myself. That's insane, bro. I can't believe I just read suck cooking with peppers fuego, and I said sucking cock with peppers fuego. Wow. Wow. That's insane. I don't even. 416 event just dropped in GFL2. Thank you for the heads up, Salty. God damn, what the fuck? My burden temple, you made the sandwich? Yeah. I'm definitely not beating the allegations. I don't know what my brain was thinking there. I don't know, that's what I kind of hate, though. It's because, like, there's a lot of VTubers that, like, will, like, not even, like, VTubers, like, streamers, period, that'll misread that for, like, the huns and, like, the farm huns. You've never heard of that before? It's something that happens a lot in streaming, and it's just something everybody's got to do to, like, keep people interested. But you say some fucking insane, crazy shit after, like, a lot of silence to, like, make sure people check back in. And, people will, like, do that on purpose, or, like, they'll purposely misread it. And I kind of hate when they do that specifically, but I get it. But I also hate when I do it because, like, it's not on purpose. Like, I'm actually just stupid. And I know for a fact there's going to be somebody watching just being like, okay, she's just fucking farming huns. Like, oh my God. Fucking airhead bitch. Bimbo. Ha ha ha. Oh, the How Play version? Bro, who the fuck plays the Chinese version? You are a silly what? Finish that sentence. I'm getting the book out. No, go ahead. Finish that sentence. Let me look through this real quick. Wait, what's that last word in that sentence? Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what a silly Billy. My name's not fucking Billy. Hara? Okay. Moshi Bird Desu, what's up? Silly dumpling? Don't call me dumpling. Hey, Seijima! Welcome in, how you doing? Hold on. Yep. Alright, hold on. Oh, I think I found it. Yep, there it is. It says right here, chat, that you're a bitch. Yeah, kind of crazy, huh? I keep turning pages and all your chat names keep showing up on these pages. It's kind of crazy. Yep, there's Howler. Yep, Jadal.
Let us pray the pimp's prayer. Well. Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch and guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that she might learn a hoe's place. Amen.
Fuck you. So that she might know a hoe's place. Amen. Is that study peer-reviewed? Yes. It's peer-reviewed by my left eye, my right eye, and my banging fucking ass. This KFC's talking a lot. You wish I was that greasy, bro. I'll take that back, thank you. I have to get that fixed. It's not putting it back. I think I know why. Enemies, yeah, so sad. Wanna do it drown. Yeah, I did it wrong. There we go. Used to have friends, now I got enemies. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Enemies. What did the hand say to the face? Slap! Honestly, dude, Dave Chappelle is fucking hilarious. I missed the Chappelle show. The new War Thunder update yet? I have not, everyone. I do have the Super Hornet, though, and we will be playing it tomorrow. So stick around, come hang out tomorrow. Damn, you need to come back that fire. I don't know what you're talking about. Is Goober better than Billy? I do like Goobers. Some good fucking candy. I don't care if it makes me look both old and nerdy, dude. I like chocolate-covered peanuts. Sue me. Come on, do your worst. I got a warranty. Not for fucking me, you don't. You are old and nerdy, and you're just nerdy. So you don't even get the wisdom with it. I'm a suck. Gaijin will have the F-22 next update. Trust me, at this rate, bro, I expect the F-35 in the game by, like, honestly, November. What's the fucking, like, new, like, Chinese 6th-gen stealth fighter? Like the Qixing Dragon or whatever they fucking stereotypically call it. The shit's gonna be in there by December, guaranteed. And it's gonna be 12.0 and it's gonna get its shit rocked by everything, or 14.0 and it's gonna get shit rocked by everything else. Griffin? No, that's not what it's called. Hold on. The J20S and J35A. They're totally not, you know, stealing it from the Americans. The Chengdu J20, also known as the J20 Mighty Dragon. They have to make everything sound so stereotypical. I can't wait for the NATO designation to be like, I don't even know what they'll call it. They'll call it like, I don't know, like, doghouse or something like that. Nail gun. It's like some random ass phrase. The J36 is supposedly 6th gen. Yeah, sure thing. We shall see. Okay. So, I'm going to give us about another 5 minutes, 10 minutes of chatting. Then we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to start getting on to the history videos. We got some longer ones today, and stream is going to be shorter than it is on the weekends, so. China says a lot of things that aren't true. That's called global posturing. Everybody does it, but you're not wrong. Okay. Sorry, I was making sure I was lurking friends. The music is bopping, I know, right? Okay. Have you reacted to the Fat Electrician Little Caesars video? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really watch the Fat Electrician. I really get why people like him. He has entertaining content. But his content is very, like, casual history, if I'm being honest. It's very casual, like, I think the best way to put it without it being, like, demeaning at all, because I really don't want to be demeaning, he doesn't put out bad stuff. But it's very pop history. Fat Electrician, like, he's not a historian. He's not even really a journalist. He's just a YouTube creator, which is fine. But he's not really gonna have, like, the in-depth dive, hard-hitting perspectives that I usually like to look at with my historical stuff. And he's also just, like, his personality and content, like, isn't really just geared towards me. Because, like, at least with Wendigoon, like, he's neither of those as well, but, like, I know it's casual, and it is more geared towards what I like, so. You may be a brat, but you got good taste. You damn right I'm a brat, dude. And you love it. All right, I'm not listening to Iris. Is the F-18 a float plane? Because right now I'm floating in the water. Yeah, it definitely is, dude. Gaiden should have a fighter with 10 engines, 30 missiles, 10 cannons, and a 2-second turn time with an overload of 70 Gs. Definitely. Make it unmanned, too. So you don't have to worry about a pilot. Yo! Thank you so much for the sub, 70-second. Welcome back into the harem. How you doing? Ugh. But yeah, as usual, I've had a busy fucking week. I haven't even had time to do like my laundry this week, which feels horrible. So like tonight we've got stream, tomorrow we've got stream. Friday night I'm off because I need to, one, conserve my voice. Two, I gotta work on a little bit more of my script for Saturday at the convention. And I'm getting margaritas with the friends, so I'm really excited. Hello, 70-second. I'm not a pigeon. But I'm really excited. I feel like in the last 2 weeks, I haven't had the ability to like literally have a single night off. I have been doing literally for the last, 3 weeks. For the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks even, last month, every night I've come home and I've either worked on stream stuff, personal stuff, or work stuff. So I'm moving a mile a minute right now. I really am. So if you've sent me messages, especially like DMs, I'm super sorry if I haven't responded. My job is way busier, is really busy. I have the ability to stop and like look at DMs and stuff, but I don't have the time to like stick with conversations really that much. As long as I'm supposed to be doing my job. But I promise I see it. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry I can't like be as interactive as I want to be, especially with the Discord. I've noticed that like my participation as of late in the Discord server has been pretty hands off, dude. You get that down, focusing on you. Yeah, and things should be cleaned up sometime soon. It shouldn't be like this forever. I'm still just playing catch up. Even gods still have important earthly work, just a lesson. Even gods are wage slaves, or wages. I like Simon Whistler that does a lot of different kind of videos. I like Simon Whistler too, but he's in the same kind of way where like, I like him more as a narrator, but I definitely would not take anything Simon Whistler says with a grain of salt, or like as hard truth. As much as I like Simon Whistler, simply because you don't know who's writing it, because he's not writing it, he's just narrating. And they aren't really always that accurate because, as he admits, he knows nothing about it. So he's just narrating. And the people writing about it are usually not historians or even journalists either. So, do you have the P.O. box set up? That is something I am planning to do on Monday of next week. So, you ever heard of Yarn Hub? I have not. What is that? Like bondage play, but with yarn? Yo, what's up, Ruan? How you doing, dude? Oh, wait, you've already been in here. You just randomly posted a creeper head. That's just bondage? Bro, who bondages with yarn? Oh, no! I can't break out of this yarn from Pottery Barn for $5 a yard that if you, like, sneeze on, it rips. They do great animated history. I do recommend. I'll be sure to check them out. I saw some videos by, I think they're called like, what is it? It's like Mitts or something like that. They've only been doing it for about a year, and they're definitely not history either. They're just, again, pop history stuff. But they have like really interesting animations, like these little like 3D chibi animations of stuff, so. Mukbang stream when? Literally never, dude. Mukbangs gross me the fuck out. I'm gonna be completely honest. See you 70-second. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Man, you were here for like 3 whole minutes. That's a record. Nah, dude. Mukbangs gross me the fuck out. I can't stand mukbangs. Like, other people doing it, me doing it, ow, I hate it. I really hate it. Like, there's, like, I don't know. There's something to be said about watching a man that's, like watching a man eat an entire, like, 42-inch pizza in under 30 minutes. And, like, nothing else. Just the sounds of him smacking his fucking lips. Like, if I could reach through the screen, I'd strangle him. Your metabolism was ruined because I got sick recently? That sucks. I don't get mukbang. I like people eating enough to split their stomachs, but see, the thing is, like, I guess the idea is it's like one of those things where it's like you feel comfortable, like, eating with other people while you eat. Which I can understand the rationale. It's just not for me, dude. It's not for me at all. Not into it. I personally, like, hate hearing the sounds of, like, lip smacking and stuff. I'm much better about it than I used to be. It used to send me into, like, almost blinding rage. But at least annoy the fuck out of me, and I'll, like, try my best to remove myself from it, so. I also don't like eating, like, being the only person eating, or, like, having someone else be the only person eating. I find it awkward. So, yeah. I'm a group consumer. Anyone want to buy a piece of melted metal from a robot that won a sumo competition? Does he look like a sumo? Really? You can't eat with other people? I'm not that anxious about it. Like, I'll cover my mouth, for example. Like, I'll still do it, but I'll cover my mouth with my hand. I just like mukbangs with a strong disgust. I do too. I also hate, like, most food review channels. Like, it's just like some greasy fucking sweaty guy that looks like he has a failed career in Smash Brothers sitting in, like, a fucking 95 Corolla interior. Like, fresh in the Burger King parking lot, eating, like, a fucking Whopper that's got 4 fucking patties and, like, 3 slices of fucking cheese on it. Like, bro doesn't know how to chew with his fucking mouth closed. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, wipes greasy hand on his large breast. Like fucking reaches into his mouth, like pulls out like a half-cooked finger, looks at it, sticks it back in his mouth, and continues chewing. Yeah, I'd give it like a 6 big Jimbo stars out of 10 big Jimbo stars. It's like, all right. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Enlisted Ninja. Welcome into the cult. The only person that I can stand with food reviews is Review Bra, because that guy's a treasure, a national fucking treasure, and deserves to be on, like, a commemorative coin at least. Like, the U.S. government needs to get together with Review Bra, or Report of the Week, what he also goes by, and, like, get him on some fucking, like, U.S. Treasury officiated money. Like, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but fuck Sacagawea. Put Review Bra's face on the dollar gold coin. Can you imagine that? Just like Review Bra is like on legitimate US currency and he's like on the gold dollar coin. That'd be fucking insane. I'd literally, I would amass so many Review Bra gold coins. Put them on the back of a quarter. Like, make the state of Florida's like quarterbacking, make it just Review Bra. I think that'd be great. All right, that sounds so much. Me too, dude. Keith Lee is the only good food reviewer. I've never heard of him. Who was the guy that I was watching? God. There was one guy that used to be really good. And he is so fucking pretentious now. It's insane. Like, he is incredibly pretentious. God, what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name. He's got like long hair and like circle-y glasses, and he looks like he'd try to start a fight with someone in a bar and get crumpled like a fucking paper bag. God. He's like the definition of one of those like douchebag like West Coast types. God, what's his name? Joshua Wiseman. That guy. That is who I'm thinking of. No, I actually like Fantano. I like Fantano a lot. He doesn't take himself seriously at all. He really doesn't. I enlisted. How you doing? I'm talking about Joshua Wiseman. Replace George Washington and put him on the $1 bill. Actually, though. Get the MiG-15. Hey, the MiG-15's pretty good. Can you imagine a quarter with a review bra on it, just doing a coin flip? Your choices are heads and heads. Yeah, really. See, the thing with Wiseman is, like, he's turned to, like, that cringe food reviewer stuff. It used to be, like, really informative recipes and, like, food hacks that were really nice. And now he's changed to, like, TikTok fast food reviewing. And, like, you know, everybody knows.
Oh, brother.
That's me watching his videos. Brother. But like he he'll do one, like he did one for like best like fast food chicken strip. And like, bro, we know that fast food chicken strips aren't the best thing ever. Like, they're not blow your socks off food. If I go to Sonic and I get the fucking, or not even Sonic, if I go to McDonald's, not even McDonald's, like, I don't even know. If I go to Zaxby's, we'll go with Zaxby's. If I go to Zaxby's and get the chicken, thank you for the alert, Q. I'll happily take your cute dragon organs. I know what I'm getting. Like, are they the best chicken tenders I've ever had in my life? No. In fact, I don't think Zaxby's tenders are that great. But I'm gonna be like, they're Zaxby's tenders. I'll take them. But then you have like Joshua Wiseman who will like eat there, or like you can even choose like a more like dedicated place like Cane's that people like a lot. And he'll like take a bite and he'll be like, and they're like, puh, that is dog shit. I wouldn't feed that to my dog. It's so dry. It's drier than a desert. It has no seasoning. I bet white people cook this chicken tender. And it's like, bro, could you try any harder to like be like the cringe like TikTok appeal crap? It's so fucking garbage, man. I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. Like, bro, it is you paid $2 for a chicken tender. Like, you paid $2 for a 6-piece chicken tender. Like, everybody knows it's not that great, my guy. How did Egyptians live without cane sauce? By killing one another. Next question. See, I'm the opposite. I love Zax sauce, but I think the chicken strips leave a lot to be desired. Tell me how much worse it was in history than it is now. Literally just about every year before 1990 was a worse time to live in than it is now. Just straight up.
Who said that?
He sure fucking did. Art of War, chapter 58, stanza 3. God damn, ancient China fucking sucks living in. I wish I could talk with my friends online and have e-sex on VR chat. That's true. That's in the book. Look it up. I don't even know if there's fucking chapters to Art of War, dude. How do I aim good in War Thunder? You move your mouse on things and click. Bro was lonely. He wasn't lonely at all, dude. He had so many... Let's be honest. If Sun Tzu had a fursona that he ran around on and ERP'd on VR chat, he would get so many fucking furry bitches. God damn, dude. He'd get so many furry bitches. Just saying. Like, bro, look, Art of War is translatable to any aspect of life, and that includes picking up chicks. Or guys. I ain't gonna discriminate. He might have been into guys. How do you know? Because, how do I know what? Like, you talk like Sun Tzu getting bitches? Because, bro, read The Art of War. True Art of War, make sure your weapon is good. Like, that is kind of how Art of War actually is if you read it, like, extremely literal, like, literally. Is like, he's just like, bro, just don't attack uphill because your guys get tired, and take care of your equipment. If you read it literally. But you're supposed to read it philosophically, so. She was there, duh, she's ancient, exactly. I saw it all. Now, if you're asking how I know that there's ERP servers on VR chat, no, I've never gotten VR chat. You can check my Steam list. I don't have it. But I can tell, bro. It's fucking VR chat. Let's be honest. Don't attack the enemy if he has more guys than you. Yeah. What are we watching today? We'll be watching 2 Sean Munger videos, focusing on the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Take him out. Art of War compressed. Yes, you need to feed your troops. Yes, that much. Yes, you need to pay your troops. Yes, that much. No, they still won't follow you if you don't do both of those. Exactly. You also, in ancient times, have to let them loot after you win. You have to let them loot. You're not going to be able to pay them. Just let them fucking steal shit. The Art of War is whether or not boobies bounce up or down or side to side when you arrive in town. Okay, let's check. Hopefully I don't get banned on Twitch for this, but up, down, left, right. I mean, it looks like they do, so checks out. I guess he got it right. Good for him. Crazy. Fucking, I'm gonna do the Konami code with my fucking tits, dude. Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, the Konami code. Hey, Akari, welcome in. It's been a while. How you doing? How's a music video using assets from the Xbox movie tie-in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith? What the fuck? Does it really? The enemy can have more units and you can still win superior tactics and equipment. Honestly, it's more like, like, one of them will literally be like, sometimes it is smart to retreat and attack again later. Like... What is start and A going to be? I mean, start's my belly button. A is just press the right boob, let's be honest. Do you like Simple History, the YouTuber? I forget which one that is. Oh my god. Fucking Google overhelping. I like his stuff, yeah. He has interesting videos. I like his narration voice a lot. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out if his narrator is, like, AI or not. I don't think it is, but it's way too perfect. Can't wait for Kluke. Man, wait, do you see her fucking, like, plug suit outfit? It's fucking wild. It looks like she's wearing, like, a plug suit that got hit with, like, the Friggen, like, clothes dissolving liquid, but it only, like, kind of, like, splashed on her. It didn't really, like, get all of it. But yeah, Simple History has some pretty interesting stuff. It's pretty bare bones, but it's pretty interesting. How dare Google try to help? Shame on it. Shame on its family. Shame on its cow. Yeah, shame on its bloodline, bro. Look up MCDP1. It incorporates a lot of war theory. Interesting. We did watch a video on game theory a while back. No, not fucking Matt Pat, even though I love Matt Pat. Like, actual realistic game theory, and that was very interesting. That was actually a very crazy video. I don't think I have Kaiser. I haven't been able to log on in a while. I don't think you guys realize, like, so... On, like, my days, like, literally so far, it has been, like, work, come home, work on stream stuff, or do chores for the work week, or go to Pokemon, and go back to sleep. Literally every day. Like, literally every day. I have not had free moments in at least 4 days. And I think the little few moments I did was on Sunday, and I watched basketball. So, it was like an hour and a half. We need to make time for Hara. There's not really anything you guys can do. I just got a lot of stuff to clean up. Like IRL stuff mostly. True. I'm already limiting myself to going to Pokemon once a week, so. And I've done your voice in a bit, yeah. I need to be careful to, like, more careful tonight. Otherwise, I'll be out for tomorrow, too. Wow. That's pretty rough, Ruan. Okay. We're at 2:10. We've only got, like, an hour and a half left at most. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put you guys on a quick 5-minute break. And when I get back, we're going to watch probably one of those Sean Munger videos. I'll be surprised if we're able to get through both. So I'll be right back, friends. Don't go anywhere. If you do, I will, honestly, I'm just putting you in my book of grudges. So I'll be watching. Don't you dare think about it. watch history videos, which we are, but I found 3 incredible short videos that I found in my later list. And they are absolutely hilarious. So we're watching these real quick. I actually kind of want to remake some of these. I think I saved these as ideas to redo. So we'll start with this one. This one's called The Emperor of Mankind Once Said.
So I just found out that apparently a lemon isn't naturally occurring and is a hybrid by crossbreeding a bitter orange and a citron.
A citron?
Which means life never gave us lemons. We invented them all by ourselves.
Oh my god, dude, the pelvic thrust to the music is just gold. That's so fucking good. Okay, so the next one I've got is this one, which I plan to use way more.
Status report. What the hell's happening?
Ma'am, OP just posted critical levels of thirst.
These ratings are off the charts!
How much pussy does this motherfucker get?
We read 0 pussy, ma'am.
Dear God.
Dear God.
So I just
Honestly, I like really want to recreate that one. I might get some VTubers together that are voice actors to recreate this one because that one's so good. Just okay, hold on this one. This one's also really good, but just the line of how much pussy does this motherfucker get? Yeah, this one it might be my favorite meme of all time, despite how horrible it is. So,
what do you mean you lost the baby? Go find it.
the fucking like pause before the music starts back is so fucking funny, dude. Go find it. Bang! Like there's like 4 seconds of pause. Okay. Last one. This might upset some of you, but I still find it really funny. So, all right, I might have fucked up humor. That was really funny. It's the shock value. It's not the fact that watching Kanna get her head blown off is enjoyable to me. It's the shock. It's the shock humor. Hey, T-Mass, welcome in. How you doing? Oh my god. Okay, so we're actually going to watch a video. So we're gonna start off because I want to watch this one first. Is by Sean Munger, and it's called The Sandwich That Didn't Start World War I. So
the famous quote goes, "It has been said."
Oh, let me put on some captions. So by the way, this is by Sean Munger. Check him out on YouTube. SEAN space MUNGER. He's really good at what he does. I would highly recommend watching him. Is that Loss? Yeah, the Duke Nukem one was Loss. No, I haven't back. I do not know the Mamma Mia Marcello video.
By who exactly, I wonder? That something as small
Let me know if we
as
need
the
to turn him
flutter
up.
of the butterfly's wings can ultimately cause a typhoon halfway around the world. If that's true, did a 19-year-old kid ordering a sandwich from a deli cause the most destructive war in human history up to that time? The answer is, well, no, but that's sort of the wrong question. A better question is why?
I want to show something real quick because I forgot to show it. Okay, give me a quick moment. So Mario Sack was kind enough to draw this, which I think is really cute. It's with me with my new little book, as you can see here. And it's me, like it's a death note, and it's like me writing in it. And I love the idea of like it literally just being like me with the death note, and I'm like writing, and I'm like, France. And then a worshiper is like, Hara, that's not how the book works. French people. And like just writing down like I think that'd be great. It's like me with a death note, just like French people. That's Hara, that's not how the book works. France. Like what's your beef with the French? My beef is that they're the only people on earth that think they're better than me. France doesn't exist, true. I hate the British for much more concrete reasons. But anyway, back to our fun Sean Munger sandwich video.
Why do some people think that a 19-year-old kid stepping out for a sandwich had something to do with the First World War?
Hey,
Let's zoom
Otaku,
out a
I'm
bit
doing
from sandwiches
great.
and butterflies to get a handle.
Sorry to pause it again, but we got a new base model. I hope you like it. We got a bunch of fun new toggles too. And I'm very excited to have it. So I'm happy to have you back, Otaku. You can finally see me in my godly glory, I guess is the great way to put it. So, all right. So we're going back here because I passed by it. Okay. So anyway, we're getting back to it. I'm not gonna pause it anymore. I promise. Thank you, Otaku. The tail feathers do glow too. Yes.
Why do some people think that a 19-year-old kid stepping out for a sandwich had something to do with the First World War? Let's zoom out a bit from sandwiches and butterflies to get a handle on what we're dealing with.
But I like
On June
sandwiches and
28th,
butterflies,
1914,
sometimes at the
a
same
Sunday
time.
morning, an event occurred right here on this street corner that changed the course of history forever. This corner still looks much the same as it did then. The building that says museum, which was here then, I'll talk about that in a minute. The bridge over there is the Latin Bridge, which has been standing
hail,
in some
Burb.
form
Yeah,
there for centuries.
definitely. Give me everything of yours.
Sarajevo is in the nation of Bosnia.
What are we
and
watching?
Herzegovina.
We're watching a video by
In
Sean
1914,
Munger.
that was a
It's on the
province of the
assassination of
Empire
Franz Ferdinand and the
Austria-Hungary.
myth of the
heir to
sandwich
whose throne,
that the
Archduke
assassin was
Franz
eating.
Ferdinand, together with his wife Sophie, was assassinated on this street corner by 19-year-old Bosnian Serb Gavrilo Princip. That
That's what it
story
is,
well
Princip.
known. The assassination
I knew his
sparked
last
a
name, I just
chain
forgot it.
reaction of diplomatic and political events, which eventually caused about
Hey,
5
yo,
weeks
free
later,
preen.
the outbreak of the First World War, a catastrophe so immense that it led to the collapse of 4 major empires and the total scrambling of the geopolitical order, not to mention the deaths of about 30 million people. I'm working on a very long, in-depth, deep dive video on the collapse of the world's great monarchies.
This
between
video is
1905 and
fantastic, by the
1920,
way.
which necessarily involved
We'll be
World War
watching
I.
another
This is not that
pre-video after
It'll be out
this.
soon
That's more
enough,
based
but
on
while
just
I
the
was
start of
working on
World War
it, I got
I,
sidetracked
not the fall
by
of
a minor
monarchies.
but
But his
interesting
videos are great. Literally all of
specifically
them. Please
the
go watch all of
sandwich.
his videos.
The sandwich story
Because that's what makes me sad, is that like pop history is what sells. Bro, he only gets 52,000 views. And if you want actual history, like okay, I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I'm gonna be completely real with you real quick. If you consider yourself somebody that enjoys history, and you're somebody, yeah, shut up. I know I paused it again, but this is serious. Seriously though, coming from me, okay? Coming from me, a historian and now apparently a museum curator, who knows how that happened, but from me, who many would consider an academic and an expert on many subjects, if you are interested in history and you like history and you want to be informed and you want to be not educationally expert, but know what you're talking about, please check out someone like Sean Munger. This guy puts in so much fucking work. And not to whack on Fat Electrician or Simple History or I don't know. Who else does pops? Wendigoon. And you know me, I love Wendigoon. To not knock on Wendigoon or any other like pop history channel that gets millions of views. But Sean Munger, for the quality of videos that he presents, dare I even say Laserpig, and I fucking love Laserpig. But Sean Munger, out of anyone that I have watched so far on YouTube, deserves so many more fucking views than 52,000 on a 26-minute video that is packed, chock full of historical facts, intricacies, and perspectives that you're not going to hear anywhere else on YouTube. He really deserves so much more. So please, like, if you want to like truly inform yourself at an academic level on history and not just be an armchair historian, but actually be able to talk the talk and walk the walk, watch Sean Munger. That's all I'm going to say on it. Quick question while the video is paused. Hit me. Hey, Ginger. How's it going, dude? You paused 2 minutes later. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm waiting on Lorelai's question. Have you watched Internet Historian? Yes. I like Internet Historian stuff. I know he got in trouble for the what do you call it? Plagiarism thing a while back. But I think people really blew that out of proportion. So, in my personal opinion, as somebody that is an academic and has to deal with the scary thing of plagiarism, of like actual consequences of plagiarism, the news article, or like the article that he stole the script essentially from, really wasn't that individually researched in the first place, for one. For two, I would argue that forming it into a video with animation and an actual script, pushing to make it into an actual script, is enough to avoid plagiarism, because at that point it's artistic in nature. And honestly, like, who gives a shit, bro? It was on a guy in the 1920s dying in a fucking cave. Not like academic groundbreaking research. Like, people really needed to get over their ass on that one, in my opinion. What are we talking about now? The Internet Historian plagiarism stuff. But I do really like Internet Historian. I don't watch him nearly as much as I used to, but I think he makes good stuff. Not in the sense of like academically sound, but again, pop history stuff. Pop, informational videos stuff. So, all right.
This one, in fact, had tried to assassinate Ferdinand by throwing a bomb at his car. The bomb did explode, but did not injure the Archduke or his wife, who then proceeded to a reception at Sarajevo City Hall, and then decided to change their plans to visit the hospital where people injured in the bomb attack were being treated. That meant their motorcade would double back along its original route. All of that is true, documented historical facts repeated in basically every account of the assassination. Princip, one of the other members of the murder plot, had been stationed on this corner.
Yeah, imagine owning the shop for sure.
The museum was, in 1914, the site of a business called Schiller's Delicatessen. Supposedly, now here's where it gets murky, Princip, thinking the motorcade was over and his group's opportunity for assassination had passed.
So, because I don't think he's going to focus on it this video, he might next video, but do some research into the actual assassination of Franz Ferdinand, and you will realize how dog shit these assassins were. There were like, unironically, there were like 11 assassins, and they all fucked up. Like, they all failed to assassinate him the first go around, and Princip essentially got fucking lucky, as he's about to describe. It was so bad that, like, there were, like, 3 gunmen and, like, a bunch of people that had bombs strapped to them and a couple guys, like, just to throw hand grenades. And, like, it was, like, 4 chickened out. 2 failed by throwing their grenade and missing. 1 had a gun and, like, misfired. Princip was the other one with a gun. And then the last one had, like, a bomb strapped to him, but he tried to use the bomb. He, like, did the essential thing where he ran out in front of the car and, like, opened his jacket, showed off the bomb, and it didn't explode. And when he failed, he started having his ass beat by all the locals, and he tried to escape them by jumping into the river but the river was dried out and he landed and like broke his arms and legs and they continued to kick the shit out of him in the bottom of the river. I'm not even kidding. Like it was that fucking bad. Like we're talking like Three Stooges level of like fucking up an assassination. Why do they hate Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Because if I'm not mistaken, they wanted independence. They were Serbs and they were under the was it Habsburg? What empire was Franz Ferdinand over? It was Austria. It was Austria, right? Yeah, Austro-Hungarian Empire. That's what it was. Yeah. He was over the Austro-Hungarian Empire who held what is commonly known as Serbia today. And they were Serbian nationalists that wanted to, hopefully by killing him, cause issues and allow Serbs to, you know, revolt and make their own country. Yeah, even though he really didn't have that much to do with it, and it was really misguided, and it was really stupid. They got lucky because they saw him drive by while eating right. Well, that's the story, but he's gonna change that a little bit. Yes, they messed up with 2 grenades. One was thrown under the car. Okay, so the first one was thrown, and it bounced off the cloth top of the vehicle, went into the river, and exploded and hurt nobody because it landed in the water. And then the other one was thrown to where it rolled under the car, but the idiot that fucking threw it didn't, like, lead at all. So it was under, yes, this was not only all in one day, this was all in like 30 minutes. I'm not even kidding. This was all in like 30 minutes. And the second one rolled under Franz Ferdinand's car, but the idiot didn't account for like leading it. So the car just drove over it before it detonated. The car behind it drove over it. It exploded, gave away that he was being like an assassination attempts were on his life, and they sped out of there. Like, I don't even think it killed anyone in the second car. I think it just brutally injured them. It was that fucking bad. It was horrible. It was literally probably one of the most botched, dog shit, stupid assassination attempts in world history. It's like if like the Ides of March happened and like all 15 senators showed up with daggers to stab Julius Caesar, and all of their daggers were too fucking dull to actually hurt him. It was that fucking stupid. And then like Julius Caesar laughing while walking out of, I don't know, the Roman Forum is like laughing at their failure, slips and like falls onto one of the daggers that had been cast aside by the guards or some shit and died because like he fell on it and it went through his eyeball. Like it is that fucking stupid.
Went to Schiller's to order a sandwich for lunch. After he got it, he was surprised to see the Archduke's motorcade pass once again in front of the corner. He still had his pistol, this very one, in fact, and amazed by his good luck, he forgot about his lunch, ran out of the deli, stepped off the curb, walked up, pointed the gun, and blew Franz and Sophie away.
And the other thing is, the only thing dumber than the assassination is the protection that Franz Ferdinand was offered in this moment. Like, I think Sean Munger also goes deep into this. So I think it'll be explained in the next video. But like, it was like, there was a string of fuck-ups by the security attaché and drivers of Franz Ferdinand to also lead to this very moment. So also, if anyone that was around Franz Ferdinand that was commuting him or, you know, protecting him or taking care of the route had literally half a brain cell, this also wouldn't have happened.
With 2 shots. Sophie died in the car.
You could literally argue that it is so ridiculous that Franz Ferdinand's death is like a canon event. Like, it is that ridiculous. And that in our timeline, it almost, like, didn't work, and so the universe willed it. It is that fucking stupid.
A few minutes later, cue World War I.
Oh yeah, the lack of protection, yeah.
It's a great story, but it did not happen. At least the bit with the sandwich didn't happen. Furthermore, the detail of the sandwich did not even get into the assassination
My World
story
War winning causing
the
sandwich!
21st, relatively recently. If it's not true,
I
first
bet
of all,
it was
how do we know
pimento
it's not
loaf.
true? How did it get into the story? And why do people still believe it? That's the subject of this video.
They weren't even supposed to be in, like,
Sean
that
Munger,
district of the
historian,
town.
and this video is a little extra for my viewers. A little morsel, a sandwich, dare I say, while you're waiting for my next...
I'm going to pause it again. I know you're going to hate me for it, but can I just say how much I love the word morsel? Can I say that? How much I just love the word morsel. How, like, is it weird for me to say that it has, like, a seductive vibe to it? Like, hello, my little morsel. You know what I mean? Like, little eyebrow wiggle. Like, there's just something about it. It just feels like what I, like an evil god, would say to you, appearing to you while you're all alone and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yo! Welcome in, Raiders! Welcome in, everybody. My name's Hara Rae Sol. I'm an Egyptian Peregrine sun goddess. I do War Thunder variety and history streams, and tonight is our history stream. So thank you so much for the raid, Night Rose. Hope you had a great stream. What were you up to? We're also showing off my new model. So thank you so much for the raid. Hope you guys enjoy the new model. It's very cute. Am I a snack then? I don't know. Some of you guys might be whole meals, depending on how high quality those organs are. How do you ruin a piece of history by saying, hey, he ate a sandwich before killing this bastard? I guess we'll have to see. It's really cute. I know, right? Playing some Minecraft for the charity stream Friday. Thank you. So yeah, this is my original look. This is my base look. But it's upgraded and it's got new designs and stuff. So we thought we could make it a little bit more unique. I'm in love with it, honestly.
Great success.
Great success. So we're gonna get back to our video. Thank you again, Night Rose. I'm so happy for the raid. Here, hold on. Let me add in the names of some of your little community members so that I might be able to get back to them later and take some of those cute organs. All right, I think I got them in. Thank you again for the raid.
Next long deep dive video, which is coming. If you're not a subscriber, or if this is your first voyage with me, check out the videos on my long form deep dive playlist. There is some fun and interesting stuff there. The deep dive video coming soon.
The book will make its appearance very often. I love it.
Begins with the assassination of
Oh my god,
Friggen.
I forgot to add something that would be very beneficial for chat. So expect that tomorrow. There will be another surprise that came with this model that I forgot about that would have taken too long to prepare tonight. So prepare for it tomorrow. There will be a crazy, really cool addition to stream that I think you guys will really like. So yeah.
But that's only a small
Keep an eye out
part
for that.
And while I was writing the portion on the assassination,
I can't stop yapping. I'm sorry, chat.
Now I can't recall.
Give us a hint. We're gonna play a game.
The story.
We'll play a game tomorrow.
Read about it somewhere.
It's not the one on top of War Thunder.
The sandwich was not
that has to do with the model.
One of my main sources for the Fall of Monarchies video.
Would I like a liver? I would totally like a liver. You got a free one?
One of my all-time favorite history books. Though a little dated, it was published in 1963. It's also, the sandwich is also not mentioned in accounts of the assassination in my other favorite books about the outbreak of World War I. Dreadnought by Massey, or The Guns of August by Barbara Tuchman. Admittedly, Tuchman doesn't recount the details of the assassination itself. She just
Thank you for the liver.
Briefly. Nor is the sandwich
Are you gonna get jaundice? That's my favorite part.
Ponting's 13 Days.
Endless Supply. Let's go.
Published in 2002, which does discuss the assassination in detail, but not.
Does it involve X's and O's? Yes, it does.
Where then did I hear the sandwich story? As I said, I honestly don't remember, but it turns out it's all over the internet and has been for a long time. Cracked.com.
I bet $5 it was started by a sub shop in the area.
Historical scholarship, but very popular in the late aughts.
Thank you for the lurk, Night Rose. I'll take your organ.
Sandwich, one of the 6 random coincidences that made the modern world. That article was
we do need a preen command.
Around the same time, August 2008, Jeffrey Kluger, science editor for Time magazine, wrote an article
my heart,
for the
Hara,
Los
but you're supposed to
Angeles
keep that
Times
one.
in which he led with the sandwich story, claiming that whoever made it had a lot to answer for, clearly linking the sandwich to the catastrophe of World War I. No one less than a pillar of broadcasting, veteran BBC reporter John Simpson, repeated the sandwich claim in his 2010 book, ironically titled Unreliable Sources.
So, as you can tell, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Laserpig, but he refers to this as a woozle. Does anyone know what a woozle is? It is also a term that is frequently used, not only in history, but in a lot of stuff. It is where a source essentially makes something up entirely, whether on purpose or on accident, and enough people don't double check their sources that they just accept it as is and repeat it ad nauseum until it becomes an accepted fact. And then you realize, if you actually dig into it, that it's like this sub sandwich thing, which is a woozle, that it is completely made up, and that all the people that are quoting it, even academically, it happens very often academically, even the people that are sourcing it it always comes back to this one source. Like, they might get it from another source along the way. Like, let's say, like, so this guy got it from an article and put it in his book, a BBC reporter. Let's say, like, a kid does his dissertation for his master's thesis and uses this book as a source. And then, I don't know, a news agency uses that kid's thesis as a source. Now you have like 15 people using that news source as a source. And it all really just leads back to this guy's book. That's it. That's the only thing we have about it. So that is called a woozle. It's kind of like a fallacy. It's pretty much like a fallacy, but it's always created through sources is what it is. It's created through like academic sources and like sourcing. So yeah.
About how reporters misreported some of the 20th century's
like a fairly recent historical controversy. I forget the one that Laserpig was talking about, but if you watch his videos, he talks about woozles on there and what the most recent, like one of the recent ones are.
From a number of years ago, nothing.
So just extreme gaslighting, yes, but it's usually done on accident.
Article from 2018 that discusses.
It's not usually on purpose.
Prominently, as if it's true. One of my favorite fellow history YouTubers, Mr. Betts, included the sandwich claim in his video from 2019 on the causes of World War I.
History tuber drama.
To preface it with the word
kidding.
allegedly. And Mr. Betts is awesome, so he gets a pass. I even
Mr.
found
Betts
a
is
meme
awesome,
on
so he
Reddit
gets a pass.
posted
He's so
July
nice. He's so nice, dude. I wish Sean Munger could get 5 million views on every video, dude. He deserves it. He's so cool.
Okay, whatever. This meme also references.
I'll say it again. Sean Munger is my Oshi.
That the Princip ordering a sandwich thing has a lot of reach into popular imagination. I already told you that the sandwich story is not true, but how do we know it's not true? I mean, we can forgive Cracked.com, a notorious click.
Are you talking about Yasuke or whatever? From what I understand, there are actually primary sources that talk about Yasuke or whatever his name is. So it is likely that he existed, but it's like one, like in the primary source, it's like a one write-off line. Like straight up. Like it's not even like, it doesn't go into his history or like what his past is. It's like the entourage of so-and-so shogunate had a black man that was a samurai and his attaché. Like, that is, like, literally it. That is literally all the information we have on him. And his name was Yasuke or whatever. That is, like, literally it. So it's not, like, exactly a woozle. It's just, like, it's kind of like when you look at an ancient source from, like, Greece or something like that, where it's like, is it possible to be true? Yes, it is theoretically possible. And in an academic sense, we do accept it. But most academics accept it with a grain of salt because we don't have anything to corroborate it with. You know what I mean? No, you're good, Linazite. It's perfectly fine. That's the whole point of these history streams, is to talk about stuff like that. So it's totally cool, dude. But yeah. Yeah, attach them from one source. Yes, from one primary source. Much like stuff from, like, you know, Aristotle and other, like, ancient Greek history writers, Plato, stuff like that. Stuff you just have to kind of take them on. And as historians, especially for ancient history, you kind of just have to take what they give you. And it is your job professionally to try and discern as well as you can what is truth and what is, like, I guess, exaggeration or propaganda. Thank you for the follow, Maru the Fate Weaver. Welcome to the cult. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Bait site, and some recent meme makers on Reddit can similarly be dismissed. But if the science editor
we do like new cultists
and a BBC journalist who witnessed the Tiananmen Square
and he's pissed about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I mean, I don't know if I would.
Is there something to
go
it?
off
Where there's
of
smoke? There's
I don't know
fire,
if I would
right?
go off the Japan, like the Japanese Prime Minister's response to some kind of like factual argument. I know you're not doing that, but do not take the Japanese Prime Minister's like feelings about how somebody is doing something, especially concerning a another nationality or a minority, within Japanese like culture. Because like, as a lot of people know, Japanese people are extremely xenophobic, like straight up. Like, if you're white and you go to Japan, you'll be straight up kicked out of a good number of bars. Now think about if you're black. Like, do you have any idea like actually how hard it is to find patronage as a black person in Japan? Like, you will get turned away from so many fucking places just because of like who you are. Because not even because of like you being black. Like, that's not even the issue. The issue is that you are just so obviously not Japanese.
Take that bitch to Pizza Planet. Damn right, dude. Get her the
Yeah.
meat lovers.
Get her the meat lovers. Hey Jen, how's it going? Night, Jadelle. Sleep well, dude. Hope to see you back tomorrow. Hi, Maru. I like your emotes. They're very cute.
Right? Let me be clear. I am not faulting anybody for believing this uniquely seductive detail. In fact, we'll see
It is a fun
later
detail.
on how it gained the cloak of legitimacy. It has to do with a single source that repeated it. I can't blame Jeffrey Kluger and John Simpson for falling for it. The Princip's story is kind of a stealthy fake, flying under the radar. You can't really blame anybody for believing it.
Oh, okay. That
In
makes
the
more sense,
description,
Linus.
I linked to an article from
I
Smithsonian
get that,
Magazine by Mike Dash, who investigated the rumor of Princip's sandwich and where it came from. It's from 2011, 12 years ago. But just as I gave you some more recent examples of the sandwich myth being repeated as if it's true, it's clear that this debunking needs to keep getting rehashed periodically. In my professional opinion, Dash makes an excellent case for why we should conclude that the sandwich rumor is not true. But before we get into the reasons why we can be pretty sure that World War I did not start with a sandwich, let's take a brief
See you,
look at
Juan.
what
Thanks for stopping by, dude. Sleep well.
In 1914,
I have so much
Austria-Hungary
energy
had a
today.
huge problem with
I'm happy
ethnic
about that.
minorities within its borders, of which there were dizzyingly many, wanting independent homelands of their own, or at least wanting to get out from under the ethnically German Austrians and the Hungarians who called most of the shots in the empire. Slavs, again of which there were
I sure
many
do,
kinds,
Odo-san.
dreamed of a majority Slavic homeland, Yugoslavia it would be called, outside the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Bosnia and
As
Herzegovina,
did most every other
Slav
nationality during this time
populated area
period.
that had been part of the crumbling Ottoman Empire, had only recently been annexed by Austria-Hungary in 1908, only a couple of years before the assassination. Serbia was another country, that one fully independent, at least for the time being, that had been carved up out of the former European provinces of the Ottomans. Austria-Hungary, ruled by the Habsburg family, generally blamed Serbia and Serbians for stirring up trouble against them in provinces like Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, just for clarity, Bosnia and Herzegovina, that's one single province, despite its name that makes it sound like two, just as today, Bosnia and Herzegovina is one single country. Austria-Hungary's emperor, Franz Joseph, had been on the throne since 1848 and was getting pretty long in the tooth. Since his son, Crown Prince Rudolf, unalived himself in 1889, and the family wouldn't let him divorce his wife and marry his 17-year-old girlfriend, the heir apparent to the throne was Franz Ferdinand, the emperor's nephew. He was not quite as
Like,
much
I
of a
literally
stick in the
said, if
mud
I can't
as
have
his
real
uncle,
love,
and it
I'm
was
having a
expected
not real
that
life.
if and when
Bang.
he took over, there would be changes within the empire, which would probably see those Slavic provinces get some more, though not all, of the autonomy that they wanted. This was what these Bosnian assassins, Princip and friends, wanted to prevent. The harsher and more iron-fisted the Austrian rule, the more motivated Slavs within Austria-Hungary would be, so they thought, to want to overthrow it. They also thought that an act of terrorism like this would throw Austria-Hungary into chaos. Though Princip and his gang, which was really directed by Danilo Ilic, were not members of it, there was a cabal of Serbian army officers and intelligence agents called the Black Hand that was also trying to stir up trouble against Austria. The ins and outs of the plot, which was hatched
How do they allow those idiots to have such a
Serbia,
cool name?
Aren't important for our purposes. Suffice it to say, Ilic got them weapons and suicide pills, helped smuggle members of the gang who lived in Serbia into Bosnia and Herzegovina, and once they knew the motorcade route of the Archduke, which was planned in
Didn't know
advance,
Austria was in Skyrim? Yeah, it's where all the dark elves
on
live.
2 street corners along the route. The main part of the motorcade was one street, which was then known as Apel Quay, which runs along the Miljaska River. The motorcade started at the railway station and then proceeded to City Hall for a reception. After the reception, the plan was to go into the city center, where the Archduke would visit a museum.
You can't say that. You don't live in the Great Quarter, bro. All right, bro. I didn't even say the word.
They made the decision to scrub that part of their itinerary and instead
we know what
go
you
to
did.
Sarajevo Hospital. That was back the direction that they'd originally come, which meant that they would essentially retrace part of their route on the Apel Quay. The thing was, nobody told the drivers of the cars.
There you go, Otaku. Perfect
City Hall,
geopolitics.
the cars proceeded back down Apel Quay. Franz and Sophie were in car number 3.
Oh, okay, so he does explain it here.
To the old route, which would have necessitated them turning right at what was then called Franz Joseph Street, heading for the museum. The first 2 cars did turn right. When the driver of the 3rd car, the one that the Archduke was in, started to follow him, the military governor, who was riding in that car, told the driver, "No, not that way, you fool. Keep straight on." So, to change course, the driver had to stop, shift the car into reverse, and then head back down Apel Quay.
So wait, does that mean it was the military governor's fault?
Of that street and Franz Joseph Street, right next to the Latin Bridge.
Because he was going the right way.
Schiller's delicatessen was. But this was also the corner on which Ilic had stationed Princip, with orders to strike in case the bomb attack further up the street failed. As we know,
it was
that
half of
attack
both.
had failed. The bomb, thrown by Nedeljko Kabranovic, bounced off the Archduke's car, fell under one of the other cars, and exploded there.
See?
Princip heard the explosion, and he heard from the gathered crowd that it hadn't hurt the Archduke or his wife. So, for a while, he did think that the assassination attempt was over, and he did move away from his assigned post at the corner of Franz Joseph Street and Apel Quay. But he apparently did not go into Schiller's delicatessen. Here are Princip's exact words, his own account of what happened, spoken at his trial in October 1914. Quote, "I thought it was over, and I saw that they had Kabranovic. I thought I would kill him so that no one would know anything further, and then kill myself.
You question the words of the mighty
because I saw that the automobiles passed by. Up to then I had not seen the Archduke. I went to the Latin Bridge, and then I heard that the assassination had not succeeded. Then I took thought as to where to stand, because I knew where he would pass from having read it in the Bosnian Post. Then I saw that a lady was sitting with him, but because they passed so fast, I did not know whether she was sitting. Then I stood, and one Pusar came up to me and talked with me and said, 'Do you see how dumb they are?' I was silent. But then the automobile came, and I took out the revolver, and I shot at Ferdinand twice from the distance of 4 or 5 paces." End quote. According to Mike Dash, who researched further...
See, that's also something really interesting that a lot of people don't know. Princip only meant to kill Franz Ferdinand. He did not mean to kill Franz Ferdinand's wife. And he actually felt extremely guilty, Princip did, about accidentally shooting and killing Franz Ferdinand's wife. Some people think that she actually tried to get in the way and take one of the rounds. And that's what ended up killing her. But Princip was actually, I don't remember if he was captured or turned himself in, but either way, he was extremely guilt-ridden over it. And I think he's literally quoted as saying, like, I wanted to assassinate Franz Ferdinand. I didn't want to leave his kids without parents. Like, I didn't want to make his kids orphans. Was essentially what he said. Yo, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, everyone. My name's Hara Rae Sol, an Egyptian Peregrine sun goddess. I do War Thunder variety and history streams. Thank you for the raid, Artie. How was your stream? What were you doing? You were playing web fishing, right? I was lurking. I forgot. But we're watching history videos today with Sean Munger, probably the best historian on YouTube. He really deserves more than he gets. On World War I and the myth of the sandwich that started World War I. So, or the sandwich that was included in starting World War I. But thank you for the raid.
Trial records. The man called Pusar, or Pusara, who had talked to Princip, was questioned at the trial, and his account matches up exactly with what Princip said happened. There was also another witness, someone called Dernich, who apparently did come out of Schiller's delicatessen.
Yes, people would only use one hand for their pistols, they would jam frequently, and they were not as accurate as they are today.
Nowhere in any of these testimonies
hey, Gonk, welcome in, dude.
Of Princip going into
I haven't mentioned it to you yet, but I love your name.
Ordering a sandwich. In fact, Princip said at his trial that he went back to the place at the Latin Bridge, the place he was originally
You too, Artie. Thank you again for the raid,
because
hon.
he knew that the motorcade would pass by that corner again, and that if he waited, he would be in place to execute the Archduke. A second chance to succeed where the other plotters had failed.
am anti.
None of the witnesses contradicted Princip on this point. Why would they? What this means is this was not a coincidence. We know the motorcade route was supposed to pass that corner. We know that Princip was there.
I will disagree with Sean Munger here. It was still a bit of a coincidence because, if I'm not mistaken, the motorcade planned to change routes and they ended up not doing it. So if they hadn't chosen to change routes and then also get confused mid-route about where they were supposed to go, I don't think Princip would have had nearly as much of a shot to get the assassination as he did. It is less coincidental than Princip walking out of a fucking sub shop and Franz Ferdinand just being right there. Without a doubt. But I would not say that it is entirely not coincidental, because it is still very coincidental in my opinion.
Earlier with the intent to kill,
but it was
the
way more
Archduke
planned out,
and his weapon ready to go. The fact that Schiller's delicatessen there is not the reason that Princip was on that corner.
Yes,
which is what
the turn was not supposed to happen. But either way, if okay, so a little bit more information. I hate that I'm having to provide so much context, but cars at this time did not have reverse gears. Okay, so when they go the wrong way and they need to back up, physically they have to stop the car, put it in neutral, and then people have to get out and push the car backwards. All right, so that is what happened here. They got stuck because they couldn't go further, because they were trapped from the military cars also wanting to turn around, but also the ones behind them wanting to go forward. So essentially they were stopped right in front. They were stopped in front of Franz Ferdinand. Or my bad, in front of Princip. Which allowed him, with the cars not being stopped, for Princip to just walk up within 5 paces and just take 8 fucking shots. It also explains why the guards weren't there to tackle him or throw themselves in front of the shots, because they were pushing the car backwards. So, yeah, that is the explanation. Because typically you would have Franz Ferdinand and his wife sitting in the back seat. You would have a driver up front, a guard up front, and you'd have 2 guards on either side holding on to the sides, riding alongside. So yeah. But those 2 guards on the side had to get up to push the car backwards. Yeah. So it is still pretty lucky. Maybe coincidental is the wrong word. Maybe saying it's coincidental is wrong, but it was extremely lucky for Princip.
By Kluger and John Simpson suggests. In fact, eager as Princip was to carry out the assassination,
like I said, it was a canon event.
He would take 5 at that precise moment to go eat. If the motorcade hadn't yet passed by him that second time, why would he risk missing it by going into the deli to eat? Mike Dash from the Smithsonian gives us 2 more reasons to doubt the sandwich story. The first is his doubt that sandwiches would even have been a thing in Bosnian
Yeah, that's another thing. We don't even know if sandwiches were a thing.
A Bosnian or Serb probably would have ordered something called burek, a kind of pastry. Sandwiches, as ubiquitous
very
as
tasty.
they are today, were more of an Anglo-American thing at the beginning of the 20th century. Of course, that changed later.
I wonder what the universe would have done if his gun jammed. It's a revolver. There's almost no way it could. Actually, wait, no, it wasn't a revolver.
Does vary by source. All the sources I consulted had slightly different times. I couldn't find any one of them that claimed that the Archduke was killed later than 11:30 a.m. It may have been as early as 10:30 a.m. A little early for lunch, don't you think? Now, granted, these two factors don't add up to a slam dunk, but look at everything else we've got here. The primary sources, Princip's own statements, and others at the trial, don't mention him going into the deli, much less getting a sandwich. Also, the logical reasoning doesn't support it. Princip going into the deli would have taken him away from the street corner, the place that he most wanted to be, and he had an expectation that the motorcade would pass by. And given that sandwich...
No World War I means no tanks. I would cry very much. If I'm being honest, Super Gonk, with the geopolitics and the tensions of this time, there was always going to be a World War I. This just kicked it off. If Franz Ferdinand, that's actually a thing that's another like fallacy that a lot of people don't understand. And I'm not getting onto you for it. I'm just clarifying. Because it's totally fine. It's relatively unknown. Everyone hated each other so much during World War I that, or before World War I even, that they were just looking for a reason. They straight up were just looking for a reason. If Franz Ferdinand didn't die, it would have been something else. It really would have been.
Sandwiches don't seem to have been a thing.
Yeah, they really just used it as an excuse.
And it was too early for lunchtime anyway. There's no reliable evidence that the sandwich story is true, and convincing reasons for believing that it's not. I believe it is a historian's job to make judgment calls based on the evidence about what did or did not happen in the past.
I completely agree.
Based on what I know, my conclusion is that the Princip sandwich story did not happen. So how did the sandwich get into the story in the first place? There's a telltale clue. Princip's sandwich is everywhere.
I knew people were a little upset, but I know everyone was that pressed. Yeah, they were that pressed. There were writings even about it publicly in like international newspapers at the time that were like, they were quite literally akinning it to a powder keg waiting to burst.
Indeed, looking at the various items that repeat it, Mike Dash argues that the origin of the sandwich claim is not a work of history at all, but a novel called The 12 Fingers by Joe Suarez, published in 2001. In the novel, a fictional character
it's
named
that
Dimitri,
recent.
who has an extra finger on each hand, how charming is that, gets mixed up in the Sarajevo assassination plot. And on page 31, sure enough, he meets Princip coming out of the delicatessen, eating a sandwich, thinking that the chance to kill the Archduke
I was thinking it was at least 80s. Oh my god, that's crazy.
And Princip wind up on the corner
from a
together,
fictional
each
book,
pointing their guns at friends, but Dimitri F's it up, and it's Princip's shots that kill him. You can read The 12 Fingers for yourself on archive.org with a free subscription. I've put the link to the book in the description. There it is in black and white, the origin of the myth.
See, and this is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean when I say Sean Munger is the best. Not only does he dispel the myth, he found out the fucking origin of the myth and tells you how to read it for yourself for free. Bro, this guy deserves like at least 500,000 views on every video. And it blows my mind and upsets me every day to know that Sean Munger is not making more money off of his videos. This guy is amazing at his job. Now that I have a job, I actually just sign up for his Patreon so that he actually makes more money. Because you get like really detailed videos and stuff. You get more personalized stuff if you subscribe to his Patreon. So I don't know if he has a link for it here. He's got a Ko-Fi too. So if you guys want, dude, get this man a coffee. Like, seriously. Get this guy a coffee or something. Like, he deserves it. I think you can buy a subscription on his website. Hold on. He's got courses. So he has like actual like academic learning courses. Yo, thank you for the follow, Caleb's video. Actually, I didn't get the whole thing. Hold on. Caleb's video store. Welcome to the cult. How you doing? But yeah, you get there. He has free courses like Pearl Harbor. He's got one on Putin. He's got conspiracy theories, and they range. This is an in-depth video course. The reason that this one is $400 is because it is akin to a whole academic class, just in video of lectures, for you to look at for origins of 9/11, and it gets deep and dirty. Same for the Vietnam War, but I'm probably gonna get his monthly subscription just cause he fucking deserves it. Seriously, this guy deserves it. So if you guys do want to support him, please do. Again, he's probably my favorite historian on YouTube. He deserves your shit. Seriously, this guy does so much good work.
Criticizing Suarez, the author of the 12 Fingers, for writing this. Joe Suarez, who died in 2022, was a novelist.
It will be a video call,
not a
Odin.
Historian. Novelists
But I will
and
be
storytellers
the novelty of me being there, Odin, at the con is that I will be able to see you, and you'll be able to talk one-on-one with me. That is the novelty of it. That's the whole thing of a meet and greet. I wish I could go to Alameda, California, but not only do I have a job, but I didn't have the money at the time before. If I didn't have a job, I wouldn't have the money for it. So I have the money for it now, but I don't have the time off. So yeah. So I'll just be doing a panel. I will not be there in person, but I will be able to see you. And I will be making a time of like 10 to 15 minutes for people to come up and say hi and stuff like that, if I can. So that way, I'll get to at least see your pretty little fleshy face. So I should bring something to get signed. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't sign anything, but there will be stickers. So I don't know if you bought sticker packs, but there should be stickers that will be given away for free for anyone who just comes and gets some. So you can at least get free Hara stickers. So yeah. I do want to see your flesh. Yes, do not send me dick pics. I will appear out of the void and cut it off.
Have carte blanche to embellish or reinterpret historical events however they like, as long as they don't pass it off as fact, which to my knowledge he never did.
He does do his actual research, Gunk Droid.
The Ring of Truth appears to be accidental. From the 12 Fingers, the sandwich story somehow jumped into a BBC TV
Instead, you didn't have to qualify that. I know everyone in here is cool.
The World, which was made in 2000.
I haven't gotten a dick pic yet. I've been told to kill myself a couple times, but no dick pics. So I don't know if I can consider myself a real e-thought yet.
The LA Times in 2008, adding more gravitas to the claim, and then Cracked.com in 2009, thus injecting it into popular culture. After that, the sandwich story's final trajectory as a meme was pretty much inevitable. Thus, the mistake was made by the writers.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look, a girl on the internet,
BBC
it just happens. It's just expected.
Program, which would have and did become a reputable source for the claim. Historians make mistakes all the time. I make mistakes all the time.
I have been like flirted with before, though.
Again,
I've been flirted with. I've been like low-key harassed in DMs, but I've never been like sent the full like wiener pic.
Where the story came from. Fortunately, there is pushback on the sandwich claim. If you search online for Gavrilo Princip, if you can spell it, and the word sandwich, you will find on Google significant hits, including Mike Dash's article debunking it on the first page of results. So maybe we historians are making some progress against misinformation, for a change. It's worth asking the question, does it matter? I mean, what's the harm in believing that Princip ducked into a deli for a sandwich before
It does matter. It's fucking wrong.
Aside from the absolutist answer, it's not what happened, and now that we know it's not what happened, we should stop conflating it with the truth.
Exactly.
I think, yes, there is some harm that can come from acceptance of this claim as part of the story of how
is it funny? Yes.
Happened. Look again at the Cracked.com formulation.
Let him finish? No, I knew what he was going to say, so I'm just agreeing with him, dingus. I knew, of course, he was gonna say no, like yes, it's harmful.
6 random coincidences that created the modern world. That's an inference that does violence, I think, to the historical reality of the event. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand was not a random coincidence. Far, far from it. It was absolutely deliberate. It was planned. There were 6 people in on the plot. So if one or more failed to nuke the Archduke, the odds were good that another one of them would succeed. They had
That is
guns
crazy
and
that
bombs
5
and
people,
cyanide
technically, that is actually kind of crazy to think about though. You have 6 assassins all within like less than a mile stretch of road, and all 6 of them fuck it up. That's actually crazy.
Princip stood his ground on exactly the spot that he was assigned, because he knew that the motorcade was coming around again.
Who thought that following simple directions
coincidence.
creates results, and
The
yet
myth
people
of
still
the
fail that all the
sandwich
time?
takes the agency out of everyone that had something to do with
He
the
did
causes
clutch the
of World
attempt
War
by
I.
doing his
Not
fucking
just
job.
Princip, who stepped off the curb to fire
By
his
doing the
gun
bare
at the
minimum.
Archduke, but Kaiser Wilhelm and the Tsar of Russia and General von Moltke and the guy who came up with the Schlieffen Plan, I think his name was Schlieffen, and everyone else
yes.
whose decisions and omissions, good or bad, led to this ghastly catastrophe. The moment that you claim that it hinged on one guy stepping into a deli for a sandwich, you take all of that away. You reduce one of the most important events in modern history to a triviality. There genuinely are coincidences in history. The spark that ignited in a wooden chimney in 1666 and burned down the city of London, that was random. Ted Kennedy missing a turn in his car on Chappaquiddick Island in 1969, that was random. In my last video, the Manson case, Stephen Parent not leaving William Garretson's house 1 or 2 minutes earlier than he did, thus being there when the Manson killers arrived, that was random. World War I and the great changes that it brought, including the fall of the monarchies, was not like that. It wasn't random. And as fun as it sounds on the surface, it wasn't about a sandwich. Thanks so much for watching. As I said at the beginning, this is a small spin-off video of a much larger project, my upcoming deep dive into the fall of the 5 great monarchies.
But yeah, definitely go check out his other videos. We're going to watch one more of his. This Japan 1932 is insane. We'll watch this sometime next week, I guess. But we'll go ahead and search. Actually, wait, we won't watch it next week. I'll have a guest next week. So we're going to go ahead and do the July Crisis. And it's just how World War I begins, and it's a little bit more in-depth. We're not going to probably make it through all of it, but we'll make through it as much as we can.
1914, in Sarajevo, Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife
Okay, we
Sophie
also just went through this, so we're just going to go to the alliances, because he's just recapping what we just went through. We will have a guest next week,
video on the fall of
if
the
everything
monarchies,
goes right.
At least up till chapter 10. You haven't heard me talk very much about the alliance systems. Well, trust me, they were there. I'm going to talk about 3 of them here. The Triple Alliance, the Triple Entente, and the British guarantee of Belgian neutrality. They are not all created equal, and the trigger points of these alliances and treaties were not always, or even often, clear. Now, the history of these alliances and treaties is extremely complicated. See, there I go again. I don't think it's necessary to go real deeply into the long evolution of them, except for just a couple of main points. In the early 19th century, after Napoleon and the Congress of Vienna, the big European powers generally favored sort of a balance of power idea, where one country wouldn't be especially dominant over all the others. Britain was sort of off by itself, but among the continental powers, France, Austria, Russia, and Prussia, they tried to keep, kind of informally, tried to keep things balanced. That changed in 1871 when Germany appeared on the board, unified out of the building blocks of basically Prussia plus most other German-speaking states who were not inside Austria, which by that time was Austria-Hungary, the dual monarchy. Germany was suddenly the largest and most powerful country in continental Europe in terms of economic power.
Canadian
and
beef
especially
brewing in the
military
chat.
strength.
I think that's called
Germany,
poutine.
however, was somewhat insecure. After having defeated France in 1870, one of the steps toward German unification, Otto von Bismarck, the Chancellor of Germany, was wary of France trying
Rip the
to throw
Romanov
in
family.
with
Yeah, if you
potential
find out about the
allies to go
Romanov
get
family, that shit is
back
tragic.
the province of Alsace-Lorraine, which Germany had taken in that war. Italy had also recently been unified. So in 1879, Germany and Austria-Hungary became military allies. Expanding on that, in 1882, they brought in Italy, making the Triple Alliance. The
Also,
triggers that
I want to
were
say the
spelled
Triple
out in this
Entente is such a
alliance
sick
system
name.
basically provided that if one country was attacked
I don't know, there's just something
by
about
another
it.
major power, the others would jump in to help them. But in the event of a war between Austria-Hungary and
Italy
Russia,
mentioned.
Italy would remain neutral.
There you
There were
go.
also provisos and sub-provisos about how they'd react to changes in the Balkans or colonial territories or whatever, but thankfully we don't need to get into that. Reacting to the Triple Alliance, France and Russia entered a mutual military alliance in 1894, stating that if one of them was attacked by Germany, the other would come in against them. After literally centuries of being at each other's throats, Britain and France improved
Italy
their
being your
relations
favorite in
with
World
an
War
agreement
II is
called
certainly
the
a take.
Entente Cordiale in 1904. Then, in 1907, building on that, Britain entered into the Triple Entente with France and Russia.
Like, what do you
That was
like about them? I'm
expressly not an
confused.
alliance. In fact, European diplomats were a little puzzled at what it actually was, other than some vague statements that the UK was at least friendlier to France and Russia than it was to Germany and Austria-Hungary. It did not, repeat, not obligate Britain to come
So forcing
to the
Germany to
military
take two
aid
fronts,
of
that was
France
the
and
idea.
Russia if either of those countries got involved in a war with Germany or Austria-Hungary. However, Britain was pledged by a different treaty to come to the aid of Belgium if that country was attacked.
Oh, I love
Previously,
anchovy
Belgium
too.
had
I
been
just
part of
wouldn't
the
say that like the
Netherlands
Italians
colony,
are my favorite
but
in
it
World War
broke
II. I
away
just think
in
they're my favorite girls in
1830.
Panzer
It was mostly
faction,
a Catholic
and I like their
Protestant
tanks.
thing. To prevent Holland from trying to get Belgium back, the British signed a treaty, the Treaty of London, in 1839 that pledged Britain to come to Belgium's aid militarily if it were ever attacked. So, as of 1914, here's the alliance situation. Germany and Austria-Hungary basically a bloc. Italy may be with them depending on the circumstances. France and Russia, basically a bloc. The UK is not allied with France and Russia, but generally likes them. And the UK is definitely on the hook if Belgium is ever attacked. So, you got all that? All right, let's move on.
So now we know where the battle lines are drawn.
All right, this next part is going
And
to
why?
seem like a digression at first. It really is relevant, I assure you. What if I told you
Europe
that
has
one of the
always been really
factors
complex.
contributing to the causes of World War I was time zones? Wait, did I really say that? Time zones? Long story short, no pun intended. In the late 18th century, the age-old problem of determining longitude at sea,
I like their
which had
pizza and
confounded
pasta.
sailors since antiquity, was solved by the
Literally Mussolini absolutely rolling in his fucking grave right now, you guys. Yeah, I loved Italy in World War II, and like Mussolini from hell is like, really? And then you're like, because of the pizza and pasta, he's like, oh my god, please torture me harder. I fucking hate living. Like, I fucking hate like eternal living.
the invention of the marine chronometer by John Harrison of England. It was invented for navigation.
Stab
but
me
tech
harder,
soon made it possible for
pitchfork
people in
demon.
everyday walks of life to tell time
Modernity
much
fucking
more
sucks.
accurately than had ever been the case before. That turned out to be a prerequisite for development of railroads in the 19th century. Railroads are not just the raw technology of the steam engine and how to make it go. If you're going to have trains on any significant scale within a country, or especially between countries, you've got to have precise timekeeping, so you can tell people when the next train leaves or arrives, and you've got to have the telegraph so you can communicate to the next station when the train is coming.
Makes
As Americans
sense.
and Europeans discovered, particularly in the 1880s when railroads were really built out, you also need standardized time zones. If you run a train from Paris to Berlin, France and Germany have got to agree on what time it is in Paris when the train leaves and what time it is in Berlin when it arrives. So here we get closer to World War I. Let's talk about armies. In the 19th century, Prussia developed the institution of
When you look at it, it's actually really incredible
all
how
the other major European powers.
How much the modern world
reorganized
formed
and
in just
revamped
20
their
years.
armies along
Like
the Prussian
1910 to like
This also
1920
meant a system
was, in
of
my opinion,
reserve
probably some of the
corps.
most formative
The way it works
years for
was this,
human
that
civilization,
all or most
maybe in
able-bodied
history.
men of military age in a country have to go to military
in terms of
training.
like amount
After
of stuff
training, they
happening
go home, back to their lives
in such a short time.
On the understanding that if the country ever needs them to join the army, all the government has to do is call them up. This is what that means, and the development of precise clocks, time zones, and railroads vastly facilitated this process. By the time of World War I, the major powers all had elaborate systems for getting their armies ready for battle and calling up their reserves. So this is the way that this is how it might look. Let's say you're a Frenchman, a farmer from, I don't know, Languedoc. Once your military service is complete, once you have completed the process of becoming a reservist, the French army will give you a little book that says when a general mobilization is declared. On day 3 after the mobilization, you better be at the train station at Toulouse at 9 a.m. with your gear ready to go. The book tells you what train to be on, which will take you to the staging area, and then you'll join up with your unit there.
You're not wrong at all,
The
Sycus.
whole mobilization system is worked out in
Canadian
great
sappers, when they see a
detail ahead of
comically large
time.
group of soldiers
When
on a hill.
reservists from a particular area will leave, which trains they'll catch so that they won't overwhelm the system, where the staging areas are, everything worked out in precise detail. This is part of the innovation that the Prussians came up with that enabled them to have a strong army. The thing is, there's a catch. Of course, there's a catch. Different European countries could mobilize their armies at different speeds. It depended on how many railroads they've got and what shape they're in. In Western Europe, with lots of good, fast railroads going lots of places, it wouldn't take that long to mobilize an army, which means that France or Germany, for example, could mobilize their armies in a couple of days. In Russia, however, where there were fewer railroads and they take much longer to get anywhere, mobilization might take longer, as much as 2 or 3 weeks. All the European military leaders knew the mobilization speeds and procedures of their potential enemies and their allies, backwards and forwards. And as we'll see in a moment,
that's something that a lot of people don't think of, and that's something that I've had to like learn more as I kind of delve deeper into Civil War history. You don't realize how much logistics were changed with airplanes, and like in like the ability of cars to be efficient enough to drive multiple miles on 10 gallons of gas. Like prior to actual developments in motorized vehicles and airplanes, everything was done by train. And if you didn't control the train tracks, you lost the fucking war. Like just straight up. Like you just fucking lost. Because you can no longer move thousands of people at a time to different, like to far flung areas, like to different fronts. So like you can't, like a lot of people don't realize that you can't just march 10,000 men from, like, let's say in Civil War terms, from DC to Northern Kentucky. That's not fucking happening, dude. It's not happening. You have to train them in to like Southern Ohio and then march them from the border of Southern Ohio to like Northern Kentucky. So that is how it is done, including in World War I as well.
Made decisions based on those mobilization timetables.
Logistics is one of the greatest assets in war. You're completely correct.
Russia. Okay, back to the political story. Remember how Austria-Hungary, itching to crush Serbia,
Napoleon did it, so I'm sure we could too.
Interfere with that? Well, the Austrians had a plan.
You're not technically wrong. It's just like if the other guy has rail, you're fucked.
The Austrian ambassador, Count Maryś Szogeni, visited Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany at his summer residence in Potsdam, outside of Berlin. The Count's instructions, directly from Franz Joseph the Emperor, were to feel out the Kaiser about whether Austria-Hungary could count on Germany's assistance in scaring Russia from intervening in Austria's plan to wipe Serbia off the map. Now, there was some urgency to this mission, because the Kaiser was scheduled to go on vacation to Norway the next day. At first, the Kaiser said that he couldn't really give any guarantees until...
Okay, so I know he means like the deal needed to be done before he went on vacation, but it's really funny to think about that Wilhelm's like, I want Serbia fucking gone before I leave for vacation tomorrow morning. If that fucking country is not in flames entirely in the next 12, looks at watch, 12 and a half hours, you're all getting court-martialed. Like,
till he talked it over with his advisors. So after that, they, the Count and the Kaiser, had a nice
I'm gonna go
lunch.
chill
They
at
were
some
not sure
fucking
what was on the menu,
fjords.
it'd be nice to know. But after that, they went out to the garden for coffee and cigars. When the Count pressed again, Wilhelm changed his answer. Now he said that Austria could count on Germany's full support. And in fact, he urged
Or my
the Count
bad.
to tell
Oh, no, it was
Emperor Franz
Wilhelm.
Joseph that they better move on this matter pretty quickly. The Count quickly caught a train back to Vienna to give his superiors the good news. This is an infamous
And then he went on
development in
vacation.
the causes of World War I.
Undoubtedly.
Historians have come to call it the blank check, meaning whatever Austria-Hungary wanted to do, Germany would back them up. It was not all that shocking, really. The Kaiser and most of the crowned heads saw the issue as one of regicide, whether it was acceptable to kill a royal person for political reasons. If Serbia wasn't crushed, it was thought
See,
that this
that's
would
actually
encourage...
incredible. That's a really interesting thing to think about during this time period. We're at a time period where people are actually arguing whether it is immoral not to commit murder, but to specifically commit murder on royalty. Like, think about that. Like, they're making philosophical... They were making at this time, which is where the word regicide came from, philosophical, legitimate moral arguments on why or why not it is morally, like, horrid to kill specifically royalty. Not other people, royalty. So yeah, pretty crazy thing about...
regicide. It kind of didn't matter that the Serbian government wasn't behind the assassination. Monarchs tended to view the killing of monarchs or heirs to monarchies as pretty much the ultimate sin. With their blank
Exactly,
check from
because they're
Germany
all
in
monarchies.
hand,
All the monarchies
Austrians
rule
had
the other
their
nations.
green light to go to war.
They
were going to turn Serbia.
Is the whole thing. The reason why that was presented was because royalty believed that if one royal is assassinated and killed, then that's bad for all royals, because then the people realize, oh shit, it's not that hard to kill this guy. So yeah, it opens a floodgate and it might inspire other revolutions and other regicides. So that is why it became a philosophical argument, in quotes, because really it's just the royals arguing for
into
it.
guacamole. But for the sake of diplomatic niceties, there was one last thing they needed to do. They couldn't just charge across the border with guns blazing. It was decided, principally in the Austrian Foreign Ministry, that what they would do is they would give a list of demands to the government of Serbia, which they couldn't possibly accept. When the Serbians rejected the demands, which would have a deadline for their acceptance, Austria-Hungary could use that as an excuse to declare war. This is known as the ultimatum, the next major part of the July crisis story. Incidentally, the morning after he gave his quote-unquote blank check to Austria, the Kaiser did go on vacation on his yacht, the Hohenzollern.
See, he told you.
Every summer he had a tradition of cruising around the Norwegian fjords. The Chancellor of Germany, Theobald von Bethmann-Hollweg, in fact insisted that the Kaiser continue his vacation plans.
I would imagine too, Leno, but there are still some people that do believe
raise
that.
alarm in the other European capitals. So the Emperor of Germany was drifting around up there for 3 weeks, listening to shipboard historical lectures on the American Civil War, largely oblivious to what was happening in the diplomatic channels back home. Though it was composed behind closed doors, many statesmen in Europe knew the gist of the ultimatum before it was formally delivered and made public. The German Foreign Ministry claimed later that they had no advance knowledge of it, but that's false. The Austrians kept the Germans closely informed, and it was clear that the purpose of the ultimatum was to provide grounds for war. The Russians and the British also got wind of what was coming. Austria's ambassador to Russia flatly lied to the Russian foreign minister, Sazonov, on July 18th, when he told him that the note to Serbia was not intended to exacerbate tensions. Edward Grey, the British Foreign Secretary, even said that Britain would try to persuade Serbia to accept Austria-Hungary's demands, so long as they were reasonable and the thing wasn't posed as an ultimatum. There was obviously some self-deception going on here. The Austrians carefully timed the delivery of the ultimatum to happen while various prominent people, especially the President of France, Raymond Poincaré, were traveling or otherwise indisposed. In fact, they transmitted it the very hour that Poincaré left St. Petersburg to return home to Paris after a state visit at 6 p.m. on Thursday, July 23rd.
They had it down to the fucking hour.
Had a 48-hour deadline. Serbia's government would have to accept it by 6 p.m. on July 25th or face war. It's worth.
And they can't talk to their allies or anything because of the speed of like telegrams or telegraphs and stuff like that, whatever they're fucking called. Which is crazy. They timed it perfect so that Serbia would be completely isolated. The Serbian government would be completely isolated and would be unable to talk to its allies first about reassurances for if they go to war or kind of advice on how they should take it. That is insane. And so that goes to show that, like, it was absolutely, like, a powder keg. And it was meant to, you know... World War I was happening regardless.
Worth spending a little time with the ultimatum itself. If you're interested,
no, not Morse
I put
code,
the link
telegrams.
in the description to the full text of this document.
Which I guess technically use Morse code, so yeah, Morse
verbatim,
code.
But here are the main points. There was a long preamble that summarized the relations between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, and which expressly blamed the assassination on Serbia, on officers of the Serbian army.
I'm glad you like it. I'm very cute, aren't I?
War,
we got a lot of fun stuff for it. I'll show it off to you later. If you watch the VOD, you'll be able to see more about
any
it.
publication which incites to hatred and contempt of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy. 2. Dissolve the Black Hand and other secret societies stirring up trouble. 3. Purge Serbia's public school system of, quote, everything that serves or might serve to foment the propaganda against
That's
Austria-Hungary.
crazy.
4. Fire
So that is something I want to add real quick. I know that we don't have a lot of time left.
Great success.
Great success. But that is something I want to add to Sean Munger's video here because obviously it makes no sense for him to delve into this because it is way off topic for this video. But it's still on topic in the sense of this point here. So you might be asking, obviously for propaganda reasons, you might be asking, like it's obvious, like why they wouldn't want pro-national propaganda, the Austro-Hungarians, in Serbian schools. The real reason that this is so important, not only to Serbia as a nationality, but also Austria-Hungary as a empire, is that this was the very beginning of school systems, national and county and city school systems beginning, was this time period. Very early 1900s, the first decade of the 1900s. And schools are the #1 way and reason that nations formed. You might be thinking that nations were formed like through some kind of like camaraderie or some kind of like shared consciousness or some kind of revolution, and that it was pure in meaning and intention. In reality, most nationalities were birthed on purpose from governments at the time that were seeking to gain power in a way that allowed them power over monarchies, to replace monarchies. And that was done through schools, and it's called, it's standardization. So how do you standardize a people into a nationality? You create a school system, and you take every kid and you require them to be inducted into these schools so that they can become, you know, educated professionals. Thank you for the follow, Cleo. Hi, Cleo. And so what you do is that, for example, at this time period, we'll look at France as a microcosm, or as an example. France had, everyone in France spoke French, right? For the most part, mostly spoke French, right? Even at this time period. However, it was much akin to like Switzerland and Germany, how they both speak German, but if they had a conversation, they would say things different ways and would not be able to 100% communicate effectively. They say things differently. They have different words sometimes for different things. They have different pronunciations. Sometimes they have different sentence structures. And that's what was in France. But we're talking like 60, 70 languages, right? Different dialects. Thank you, Oda-san. There are about 60 to 70 different dialects. What happened here is that the French school system was set up, put in every county and city, and was told, teach children to become literate, which is very important, not only to a government, but also to a state, so that people can read your propaganda and understand your propaganda. But also, by the way, I'm not pulling some RFK Jr. shit where like the government like wants you to learn how to read, so revolt by being illiterate. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, because that'd be crazy. But they need you to be literate so you can read their propaganda. So they want to teach you how to be literate, obviously. And then what they're going to do is they're going to pick a standardized language that all of these children are going to be taught to be like standardized into learning. So no longer will they learn like the type of French spoken in Alsace-Lorraine. They'll be taught High French, which is picked from 1 out of the 70 that exist in France, right? And everybody is going to learn High French. It's going to be taught in every school that every kid has to go to. So naturally, over time, enough kids learn that version of French and start to develop a consciousness, because they're also taught the similar history, a made-up, imagined history, alongside that language, that dialect, as well as geographical locations, and as well as a nationality, because that is what is like maintains, that's what creates a nationality, is a shared language, a shared identity, and a shared history, right? And those are all taught through schools. And so that is why you have one generation that is all monarchies during World War I, and then all of a sudden after World War II, you have all these nations and all these revolutions and all these uprisings forming these nations. Because of the schooling system, which was then further reinforced by the military in World War I, which needs effective communication and effective propaganda to keep morale high. So yeah, that is how, the early nations were born. That is how nations were born. And that is why it is so important for Austria-Hungary here to do as much as they can to keep pro-Austria-Hungarian teachings in the schools and Serbian teachings out. Because the longer that they can deny that, the harder it is for a consciousness to form for Serbia, and therefore you can pretty much root out a nationality at its roots. So yeah, that is why that is extremely important. Tangent, I know, but very important to understand this key developmental process of governing in human history. So,
and functionaries that
and then after that, like after Europe did this, everyone just kind of followed suit afterwards. People copied it. That's why you have like Japan with like the Tokugawa shogunate, or my bad, the Meiji Restoration is what it would be, and things like that. So yeah, they would just copy it because they'd be like, well, Europe seems to know what they're doing, so we're going to copy them because they're cool. Or they were colonized and were taught to do it by the people that were colonizing them.
The Austro-Hungarian government decided needed to go. The criteria for selecting them wasn't spelled out.
When she's teaching us, I do love this stuff. It's my favorite.
The collaboration in Serbia of representatives of the Austro-Hungarian government for suppression of the subversive movement.
That is why Austria-Hungary fell in World War I. It's the same reason why the Habsburg Empire fell, for the exact same reason.
6. Delegates from Austria-Hungary must take part in the investigation of the assassination.
Well, not to say they were entirely fallen apart because of, like, not standardizing language, but because of emerging nationalities, losing wars, and just kind of the state of the world after World War I.
7. Arrest 2 specific
It's
men.
kind of hard to hold control of all of your little
a member of the Black
peoples
and
when everyone's broke.
Who provided weapons and supplies.
When you have no like military and no men to enforce it,
that
so
didn't work. 8.
It did help.
Smuggling
Yes.
weapons across the border into Austria-Hungary, as had been done to arm assassins for the plot. 9. I like this one. Quote, to furnish the imperial
Thank you for the
and
follow,
royal
TTV
government
Tanner
with
Plays. Welcome to the cult. Hope you enjoy your stay,
regarding the
friend.
Unjustifiable utterances
Yo,
of
we hit our
Serbian
follower
officials
goal. Holy
who
shit,
have not
5,200.
hesitated
That's
to express
insane.
themselves in interviews
5,200
in
worshippers.
terms of hostility to the Austro-Hungarian government. End quote. OMG, cancel
Here's to
culture.
eventually
That's it,
5,500.
I quit. And 10. Report to the Austrian government.
I'm not
without
gonna lie, I completely missed that, so I missed his joke.
regarding the unjustifiable utterances of high Serbian officials who have not hesitated to express themselves in interviews in terms of hostility to the Austro-Hungarian government. End quote. OMG, cancel culture. That's it, I quit. And 10. Report to the Austrian government without delay about how they're implementing these demands. The Serbians knew they were over a barrel. Even Russia, their traditional
Her
protector,
happy is
agreed
contagious.
that they
History is
needed
so
to be
cool.
taught a
Right,
lesson
isn't
over
it?
the assassination.
But thank you
The
guys.
Serbian reply,
I'll admit, I feel a little embarrassed that I get like stupidly excited about history stuff. But I'm glad you guys like it, and I'm glad you guys find it endearing. I can be a pretty big nerd about it. So thank you guys for being really nice about it. It really does make me happy. I'm glad that I have a group of people to shout history stuff at, and for them to ooh and ah, not only me over me because I'm cute and I deserve it, but also because you like my nerdy obsession. So yeah.
handed to the Austrian ambassador in Belgrade, accepted every point of the ultimatum, except number 6, the one that said that Serbians had to allow Austro-Hungarian officials to take part in the investigation and trials of the assassins. Everybody else in Europe and the U.S. breathed a sigh of relief. Serbia was bending over backwards to avoid war. Even before the Serbian reply came, various parties, especially the British, were trying to jump in to mediate the crisis. Edward Grey, the British foreign minister, and Sazonov, the Russian one, begged Austria-Hungary to extend the
I love his little,
refused.
graphics.
Nicholas, the Tsar of Russia,
like a lot. I really like his graphics.
To an international court in The Hague. Germany, though, was urging Austria to get on with hostilities before any of these mediation proposals could go anywhere. There was considerable sentiment in the German military and political establishment for war, even a world war. Some of the German generals believed that a massive conflict between ethnic German peoples and ethnic Slavic peoples in Europe was inevitable.
That's very interesting,
and should
Jen.
get underway while Germany still had, theoretically, a military advantage. Historians continue to argue to this day how much these kinds of views played into the various war decisions, but it does seem that Germany took a lot of steps that made a wide conflict much more likely, instead of trying to pull everybody back from the brink. On Saturday, July 25th, the day the Serbian reply was issued, Austria-Hungary broke off diplomatic relations with Serbia. The Serbian army started to mobilize. That evening, Emperor Franz Joseph signed an order to begin limited mobilization of the Austro-Hungarian army.
That is a
Formal
mustache.
declarations of war were expected within the next few days. On July 26th, Edward Grey of Britain made another mediation proposal.
A formal declaration of war, back when people did those.
Germany,
Remember
France,
those?
Italy, and
Those are
Britain,
crazy.
And Germany would use its influence to persuade Austria to negotiate. No dice, the Germans dissed the suggestion instantly. so clearly there was going to be some kind of war. Now the question was, would this remain a limited war between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, or would other powers get involved? Up until now, the German military and diplomats had deliberately tried to keep Kaiser Wilhelm out of the picture. Probably they thought he would meddle and spoil their plans.
Yeah, I'll admit, Otaku, it's kind of crazy how like every guy during this period could grow crazy facial hair, and a lot of guys today are like, I wish I could grow like even like a pubic beard, like a pubic-looking beard. Sucks, dude. I totally get it.
Serbian reply, the Kaiser was encouraged. "This is more than one could have expected," he wrote to one of his generals. "A great moral victory for Vienna. With it, every reason for war drops away." Then the Kaiser told his foreign secretary to start setting up mediation between Austria-Hungary and Serbia. Sure enough, the Kaiser was injecting himself into the situation. Now he wanted to be the peacemaker. The Austrians were puzzled and shocked. Didn't he get it? This whole thing was arranged to give Austria a pretext for blowing Serbia to smithereens.
The guy was not with the program at all.
Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, 1 month exactly after the murder of the Archduke.
Can you imagine how much effort went into the crazy beards of this era? Actually, though, I mean, to be honest, it probably wasn't that crazy. It was quite literally like they probably had a barber. Unironically, that was probably a thing then, by that period. But also, like, scissors and animal fat. Like, it's really not that expensive. It's just, you have to remember until, like, I don't know, like, 1980s even. Like, for example, like, greasers during, like, the 50s and 60s. It's called greasers because they used animal grease. Like, grease from, like, animal fat to slick their hair back. So, like, that would have been the same here. Like the guy's like winged mustache was almost undoubtedly just animal fat, like kind of like a pomade made of animal fat. So yeah, everybody smelled like beef bouillon. Everybody over here smelling like bacon.
That thing that had happened back.
You get to kiss your mustachioed gentleman boyfriend and on the way back, get a little lick of 3-day-old bacon fat. There you go.
Back in 1908,
got crumbs in it.
Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia.
It's got little burnt crumb bits of bacon in it.
That Russia would back down just as it had then. But Sazonov, the Russian foreign minister, issued an ominous press release that said, quote, "Russia cannot allow Austria to crush Serbia and become the dominant power in the Balkans." End quote. Now, I hope you understand why they were so firm on this. It was precisely because they got clowned in that Bosnian crisis back in 1908. Tsar Nicholas was
face full of grease for making out, yeah,
not to look weak again. This is really the key to Russia's behavior in the crisis of 1914. The British also did something ominous. On the recommendation of the First Lord of the Admiralty, one Winston Churchill, the British government cancelled leaves for all of its armed forces. Now, Britain had made no moves toward war with anyone, but this was a clear sign that British neutrality in a European war wasn't necessarily in the cards.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Russia's Nicholas II was having some late nights. At 1 a.m. on the morning of July 29th, not long after he'd heard about the Austrian declaration of war, he started sending personal telegrams to his cousin, Kaiser Wilhelm II.
So, I hate to cut it off, because I know we're learning a lot here, but we're going to jump to the conclusion. I don't want to skip it, but I'm already, like, way past my bedtime from when I'm supposed to be in bed. So we're going to finish this conclusion, and I'm going to raid you guys on out. Is there anyone here that likes fighting games? I got to ask. Any fighting game enjoyers in here? But I'll let Sean Munger start. Hey, Reckless! How's it going, dude? It's been forever. How you doing, dude?
As I said at the beginning, this video is intended to sort of mesh together with the main video, the deep dive on the fall of the 5 great monarchies: Austria-Hungary, Germany, Russia, China, and the Ottoman Empire during the World War I era. I figured this video could stand on its own as an explanation of the July crisis, so if you came here for that, I hope that's what you got. And I hope I've given
exactly
you some sense of how the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand eventually led to the outbreak of the First World War. It's a very complex story. Do check out the main video if you haven't seen it yet, it's out now, and check out some of my other deep dives on various historical topics.
See, this one's also interesting.
Titanic,
I'll show you here. I'll let it run. He actually puts his fucking sources in the video. He actually researches this shit.
Thank you so much to my subscribers and supporters. I have a Ko-Fi link in the description, and also a link to my blog, The Garden of Memory, which has a paid tier where you can support my work. Thank you all for joining me on another journey into the past.
Thanks so much, Sean. God, he's so good, dude. His videos are so good. Yeah, look at this. Like, full-on books, dude. All right. So we're going to call it here, friends. I am so happy you guys came and hung out with me today. I loved having all of you and seeing your cute little faces, especially back in my godly attire. So I'm going to send you guys out the reason I asked if you like fighting games, because we're going to raid Q. If you've never seen Q before, she is one of the most dedicated members of our little cult. And she is incredible. She does art, she does fighting games, and she's really damn good at them. And she does way, way fucking more. Someone said that they like Guilty Gear. She fucking loves Guilty Gear. So, it would mean the world to me if you guys would stick around and hang out with her for just a little bit of your time and make her fucking day. And check her out, because she really deserves your time. She's a really sweet Dargo, and who knows, you might even get her to, you know, draw some cute little art shit for you, because she does it for me way too much. I really deserve to get her some gifts. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Ow. Hope you guys have a lot of fun with Q, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST, same time as tonight for War Thunder. We'll be flying that new Super Hornet. So make sure you guys come and check it out. Bye, friends. Sleep well. Bye-bye. And later, YouTube. Sorry again for not getting the short out today. I got really busy at work. So we'll have that out sometime soon. I promise. Hopefully on Friday.